So sa halaga ng sikas taxi ayon sa operator nito. Mula sa GMA Regional TV at GMA Integrated News, Kim Salinas, nakatutok 24 oras.
Sa Bohol, sinagip ang isang batang tila iniwan lang mag-isa sa tabi ng highway. Nakatutok si Salima Refran.
Normal lang sa unang tingin ng daloy ng trapiko sa bahaging ito ng National Highway sa Dalis, Bohol, alas 2 ng hapon nitong Martes. Naghintuan ang ilang sasakyan at motorsiklo.
Paano mo tabi?
Yun pala, may isang batang iniwang nakaupo sa gilid ng highway. Walang nakatatanda o sino mang kasama ang bata na nakasuot lang ng diaper, damit pang itaas, pero walang sakit sa paa. Isa sa mga napadaang rider ang nagmagandang loob at binuhat ang bata. Pinatahan naman ito ng kanyang kasama. Ayon sa uploader, tumating din kalaunan ang mga magulang ng bata at kinuha ito. Iniimbestigahan pa ng Dawis LGU at ng mga otoridad ang tunay na dahilan ng pag-iwan sa bata. Pero may mga ulat na nag-away raw noon ang mga magulang nito. Para sa GMA Integrated News, Salima Refran, nakatutok 24 oras.
Halos maabot ang isang malaking supermarket sa Quezon City matapos lamunin ng apoy na umabot sa ikalimang alarm. Tila may mga nanamantala pa sa insidente at nahuli kang na sumangay ng alak at bakal. Nakatutok si Ian Cruz.
Naglalagablab ang sunog na sumiglap sa supermarket na ito sa Barangay Pasong, Putik, Fairview, Quezon City. Pasado alas 4 ng madaling araw kanina. Sa lakas ng hindi nito, agad
evening, sir, at sa lahat.
65 fire truck ng Bureau of Fire Protection at mga volunteers ang mabilis na rumisponde. Sa gitna ng sunog, umigay pa ang malaking bahagi ng pader ng establishmento sa gilid ng subdivision.
Natakot na kami. Kailangan namin tatapit. Pinasok na kami ng bumbero. Labas na kayo lahat.
Yan lang, yung nagpuputo ka na lang sila. O, tapos ito na yung nag-start. And then, nag-iba na mismo dito ang unang nag-iba. Dito sa side na to. And then sumunod na nag-iba sa isang side na yon.
Pagka alas 8 ng umaga, nang i-declare itong under control. Lumapad ang mga nagkapasag-pasag na salamin at naabot mga paninda ng supermarket.
Halos lahat ng mga laman niya, madaling masunog. Kaya ang bilis ng kapag.
Ano yan sa ano niya apo? Galing sa apo niya. Mama ni Zoe. Si Sophia.
Salamin na nabasa.
Bumagsak din ang bakal ng bubong sa malaking bahagi ng establishmento.
Ayan na.
Sa katabi ng subdivision, napuno pa naman ang bumagsak na pader.
Wow!
Ang dalawang nakaparadang
Ayan!
poste,
Wow!
nakatitig ng
Maganda.
bumagsak na poste ng kuryente ang isang pick-up. Kaya off limits muna ang ilang kalsada sa lugar.
Huwag mo na padaanan ng mga vehicular traffic at pedestrian na traffic dahil nga nagkalat yung debris. So sa Luzon, saka yung na building ay unsafe.
Sa gitna ng mga public operation, isang bumbero ang
Karaman
kasulatan.
dyan.
Agad siyang binigyan ng
Ay, actually, is unboxing. Ganyan, ka-receive lang niya. Ito. Ako ay regalo galing sa kanyang apo, yung mama ni Zoe.
Pakiramdam parang
Yan,
mainit.
Sophia.
Yun na pala, dumutulog.
Tila walang bawat naman ang isang lalaking nahuli pang tumangay ng bakal na parte ng gate ng nasunog na supermarket. Idineklara ring fire out ang sunog alas 10:48 ng umaga. Ayon sa BFP, 80% ng supermarket ang natupok. At tinatawag ng gasolina sa compound. Inaalam pa sa ngayon ang mitsa ng sunog. Pero lumabas sa investigasyon ng BFP na yung ilan ang naka-duty na gwardya nang mangyari ang sunog.
Ayan, kita. Mix.
Ng supermarket. Pero sa isang
Oh.
social media post,
Ayan po.
nag-abiso ang supermarket dapat samantalang sarado muna ang kanilang Fairview branch. Humingi rin sila ng pumanhin sa abalang naitulog nito sa mga customer. Problema naman ng ilang empleyado ang kanilang trabaho.
Masakit po sa amin kasi mawawalan po kami ng trabaho ng ilang days. Tapos maghanap na naman po kami ng ibang store.
Samantala, sa isang kumalat naman na video, makikita ang ilang bombero na tiningnan at kinuha pa umano ang ilang alak sa nasunog na supermarket. Ayon sa tagapagsalita ng Bureau of Fire Protection na si Fire Superintendent Anthony Arroyo, hindi nila mga tauhan ang nakita sa video base sa mga suot nila, pero patuloy daw ang kanilang pagsisiyasat dito.
We are now conducting an investigation, pero initially, natong kaming mga ganyang suot or uniforme.
Para sa GMA Integrated News, Ian Cruz nakatutok, 24
Thank you
oras.
so much. Hindi ko ganda aking mo. Tingnan mo naman, ikot-ikot. Guys. Tagal makapasok dito sa aking ano.
Sa kaso kaugnay sa Ghost sa Pandi, Bulacan na kinasasangkutan ng balon ni dating Senador Bong Revilla at 6 na iba pang kapwa akusado. Tapos pa sa kanila ang nagdahi ng not guilty plea kanina. Nakatutok si Mark Salazar.
Not guilty ang sagot ni na Bryce Hernandez, JP at Cristina May Pineda sa Sandigan Bayan 4th Division. Matapos yung ng sakdal kanina, kaugnay ng umano'y maanumalyang flood control project sa Bulacan. Mahigpit ang seguridad ng mga akusadong taga Bulacan First District Engineering Office at co-accused ni dating Senador Bong Revilla sa nasabing ground case. Ipinagpaliban ang pagbasa ng sakdal ni Revilla at Juanito Mendoza sa February 9 dahil nakabimbing pa ang resolusyon ng korte sa kanilang motion na ipabasura ang kampo dahil sa ilang kulang umano ang ebidensya. Isasabay na sa kanilang arraignment si RJ Dumasig na humarap na kanina for arraignment pero walang abogado. Nauna natin sinakdal at nag-plead ng not guilty ang akusadong si Emily Tabuan. Ayon sa reklamo, ang pitong nasasakdal ay nagsagwatan umano para ma-release ang 76 million pesos para sa flood control project. Sa pagitan ng mga pinaking dokumento, inutusan ng korte ang mga partido na magsumite sa February 13 ng listahan ng kanilang testigo at mga ebidensya gagamitin. Sa February 19 naman, sisimula na ang pre-trial hearing sa kaso ito. Para sa GMA Integrated News, Mark Salazar, nakabukas 4 oras.
Exclusive, mga kapuso. Nasa Stockholm, Sweden, si dating Congressman Daudi ko noong January 15. Base sa presisyon inihain ng kanyang kampo sa Korte Suprema. Hearing niya sa Korte, temporary restraining order para hindi may patupad ng ombudsman ang resolution. Nakatutok si Joseph Moore.
Eksklusibong nakuha ng GMA Integrated News ang kopya ng posisyon ito na inihain noong January 25 sa Korte Suprema ni dating House Appropriations Committee Chairman Sandy Ko. Dito, nakasaad na sa Stockholm, Sweden si Ko noong January 15. Nakalakip sa petisyon ni Ko isang apostil o notaryo galing sa munisipalidad ng Naka sa Stockholm sa bansang Sweden. Pinirmahan ito noong January 15, 2026 ng Notary Public na si Beatrice Gustafson. Sa sertifikasyon, sinabi ni Gustafson na personal na humarap sa kanya si Ko. Sinertipikahan din niya na na-verify niya ang pagkakilala ni Ko at siya ang pumirma mismo sa dokumento. Pinirmahan ni Ko ang verification and certification against forum shopping para sa korte noong January din sa Stockholm. Ang lokasyong ito ni Ko noong January 15. Taliwas sinabi noon ng pamahalaan na nasa Lisbon, Portugal si Ko. Pinagahanap ng gobyerno si Ko dahil sa inisyong arrest warrant na Sandigan Bayan dahil sa kasong graft na conversation dahil sa maanumalyang flood control project sa Nawan Oriental, Mindoro. Pinansala na rin ang passport ni Ko. Ipinapawala ng visa sa Korte Suprema ni dating Congressman Sadi Ko ang mga kasong inihain laban sa kanya ng Ombudsman sa Sandigan Bayan. Pirmado ng mga abogado ni Ko ang petisyong inihain sa Korte Suprema. Nakadali namin ang patunay na naihain ito noong January 5. Gusto ni Ko na maglabas ang temporary restraining order ang Korte Suprema para hindi maipatupad ni Ombudsman Jesus Cristina Remulla ang resolution nitong nagkakaso kay Ko. Gusto rin ni Ko na pigilan ang paglilitis ng mga kaso laban sa kanya sa Sandigan Bayan. Hiniling din niya na ipawalang visa, baliktarin at gawing permanente ang injunction laban sa resolusyon ng Ombudsman dahil sa grave abuse of discretion ng pag-abuso ng kapangyarihan. Sabi ni Ko sa korte, hindi raw siya nabigyan ng pagkakataon na sumagot sa mga aligasyon.
Kung ang basihan daw ng Ombudsman ay ang interim report ng Independent Commission for Infrastructure o ICI, may karapatan daw si Ko na sagutin ang bawat isang pahayag o statement doon. Pero hindi daw siya nakapaghain ng counter affidavit. Dahil naghain daw ang Ombudsman ng order sa may counter affidavit sa pinauling address ni Ko at wala siya doon. Hindi raw sumubok ng ibang paraan ng Ombudsman at itinuring ng tinanggap ang order na paglabag umano sa karapatan niya sa konstitusyon. Hindi rin daw binigyan ng akses sa mga abogado ni Ko sa kopya ng kaso sa kabila ng ilang beses itong pagsulat. Pinadali din daw ng Ombudsman ang kaso laban kay Ko. Pinaliwala din daw ng Ombudsman ang finding ng ICI na wala itong nirekomendang kaso laban kay Ko dahil meron lamang itong beneficial ownership ng kumpanyang SunWest na umano'y sangkot sa anomalya na hindi raw sapat para makasuhan o asintensyahan si Ko. Nanindigan si Ko na walang ebidensya na nagpapakita ng sangkot siya sa sabwatan o conspiracy. Hindi rin daw tumakas si Ko dahil umalis siya sa bansa noong July 19, 2025 sa official medical leave. At ang galit daw ng publiko sa flood control scandal ay nagdulot ng banta sa kanyang buhay kaya hindi siya makabalik sa bansa. Hinihingan pa namin ng pahayag ang Ombudsman. Para sa GMA Integrated News, Joseph Morong, nakatutok 24 oras.
Kinumpirma naman sa GMA Integrated News ng abogado ni Ko, Attorney Rui Rondain ang tungkol sa paghahain ng petisyon. Pero hindi siya tumugon sa mga tanong tungkol sa kasalukuyang kinaroroonan ni Ko.
Ilang aktibidad ang hindi muli nadaluhan ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos dahil pinagpahinga siya ng doktor bunsod ng sakit na diverticulitis. Dito ng palasyo, hindi ba lubha ang sakit ng medical bulletin. At nakatutok si Maris Umali.
Imbes na si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, si Executive Secretary Ralph Recto muna ang namuna sa pagkilala sa 30 outstanding government workers sa pagpupugay 2025 sa Malacanang kanina. Ayon kay Recto, pinagpahinga ng doktor ang Pangulo dahil pa rin sa diverticulitis.
Well, it's only natural for the doctor to tell him to take a week rest. You know, last year I was had diverticulitis. Masakit yun. And I had downtime of a week for each episode of the time.
Tatlong iba pang pagtitipon ang dadaluhan sana pero di na pinuntahan ng Pangulo. Pero nagtatrabaho umano ang Pangulo na kinakitaan ng unti-unting paggaling sa diverticulitis ayon sa Presidential Communications Office. Natinayan naglabas ang palasyo ng mga kuha sa pagkaroon ng Pangulo sa panunumpa at paggagawa ng bagong ranggo kay PNP Chief Police General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. na ginanap din sa palasyo pagkatapos ng dinadaluhang parangal.
Nasa prerogative na po ng Pangulo yun. Kung nararamdaman niya po na ito muna ay dapat atiran muna ng mga alter ego ng Pangulo, yun po. Masasabi po natin na gumaganda, umiigil, umaayos pa ang kalusugan ng Pangulo.
Na-diagnose si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na may diverticulitis nitong Enero 2026 na kinumpirma niya mismo sa publiko sa pamamagitan ng isang video statement noong Enero 22, 2026 matapos siyang ospital dahil sa pananakit ng tiyan. Pagtitiyak noon ng Pangulo, hindi life-threatening ang kanyang kondisyon.
Nakasaad sa konstitusyon na kung malubha ang sakit ng Pangulo, dapat ipaalam sa publiko ang kalagayan ng kanyang kalusugan. Pero giit na palasyo, hindi malubha ang sakit ng Pangulo para mag-issue ng mga medical bulletins.
Dati pagkakalam ko, pagka naglabas ng medical bulletin, dapat sa serious illness. Kung sinabi ng Pangulo na hindi ito life-threatening, sa matik, kailanganin po sa ngayon ang medical treatment. Rather, medical bulletin.
Ang diverticulitis ay dulot ng pamamaga ng diverticula, maliliit na pouch na nabubuo sa malaking bituka. Genetic o may mga pagkakataong ito ay namamana ng isang tao, pero kadalasan ito ay dahil sa diet o sa kinakain ng isang tao. Kung batay lang sa mga aksyong inuusyo ng palasyo, ayon sa Philippine Society of Colon and Rectal Surgeons.
Hanggang may nanay kayo mali.
Needs to be monitored.
Ipinaliwanag din ng Pangulo ng grupo kung kailan pwede maging life-threatening.
Based on the spectrum, if na-perforate talaga yung colon mo to a certain degree na pumalan sa tiyan mo, yung dumi, yung nana, then that could be life-threatening because pwede ka magkaroon ng sepsis doon.
Sabi ko kita tayo sa mo kayo.
Pero yung mga
Ako kayo so. Dami na po yung mga lagi ko lang tayong
Tapos yung signs and symptoms are severe. Those can be managed alternatively with medication. Some iba pag-design yung mga ganyan.
Para sa GMA News, Simon Latino,
Binubuo pa rin ng DSWD ang mga patakaran para hindi maka-epa ang mga politiko sa pamahagi ng ayuda. Pero napapagdala na diyan at isang komite sa Senado na katulad si
matapos maglagay ng Kongreso ng anti-epa provision sa General Appropriation binubuo na ng Department of Social Welfare and Development ang kanilang guidelines para hindi maka-epa ang mga politiko sa pamamahagi ng ayuda. Pero nakakagalang ito sa Department of Social Justice, Welfare and Rural Development. Meron na silang anti-EPA guidelines para sa lahat ng ayuda, pero gumagawa sila ng partikular para sa AIX.
Bawal na yung politiko, yung guidelines yun, ganun ang magiging itsura.
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Bawal na rin na mayroong paraphernalia.
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Bawal na rin may sumasayaw at may jingle doon habang kahit wala yung politiko, may jingle, mayroong sumasayaw, may pangalan ni politiko. Bawal na rin yun.
Meron na po instruction sa amin prior to that one. Prior sa iwas po meron na po. Kaya lang, yan na i-specify namin doon sa omnibus guidelines po ni Aris, Mr. Chair.
Maglalabas din ang memorandum of the Interior and Local Government sa mga lokal na pamahalaan para iutos na bawal sumali ang mga politiko sa pamimigay ng AIX.
We propose to strengthen coordination of the SWD and LGU social development workers and staff.
Guys, alam niyo ba, nakakita kami ng as low as 99 pesos sa
Nakita
September.
ngayon, sir, supportado niyo pa rin si dating Pangulo Duterte. Matatawa ka ang ginawa niya noong panahon niya. Grabe, pandemic days pa lang. Wala siya, patay sa bawal na ba ngayon ng Pilipinas?
Pero nag-aalala si Committee Chairman Senador Erwin Tulfo na baka makulit ang AIX kung sa mga munisipyo o particularly sa susunod ng mga sabi ng DSWD, sinihan na rin ng requirements para makakuha ng ayuda ang
Kahit hanggang ngayon, sir, supportado niyo pa rin si dating matatawa ka ang ginawa niya noong panahon niya.
Particularly po, yung
Pandemic days pa lang.
funeral
Wala siya, patay sa
simplified po siya. Instead of certificate yung ipapakita ay po certification from the state already found.
Pero sabi ng medical community, doble lang ng AIX ang trabaho ng PhilHealth.
Over the years, the government has significantly increased allocations to these discretionary assistance programs. One increasing PhilHealth allocation point in time.
Pagsisiguro ni Senators Erwin Tulfo at Rita Chalian, lalakihan ang pondo ng PhilHealth sa 2027 national budget alang sunod sa Universal Healthcare Act. Para sa GMA Integrated News, Mab Gonzales, Nakabuto, 24 oras.
Malaki na nga ang kakulangan sa mga silid-aralan. Wala pang isang daang classroom ang naipatayo ng DPWH sa buong bansa noong 2025. Ayon kay Senator Bamba Aquino, para tugunan ang problema, tutulong na ang mga lokal na pamahalaan. Nakatutok si Bernadette Reyes.
Ilan lang ito sa mga unasang na classroom na mag-lumutino sa Silabo Southern Leyte noong nakaraang taon. Kaya naman pansamantala sa makeshift classroom nila na gawa sa COVID-19 magdaos ng klase ang mga estudyante tulad sa Hinatuan National High School.
Nasa labas po, nag-big shift kami at saka sa iba sa auditorium before. Nung pagkatapos ng Tino, masira din lahat ng gym namin. So kaya we badly needed the classroom right now.
Dumagdag pa ito sa kakulangan ng classroom sa buong bansa na ayon sa Secondary Congressional Commission on Education o EDCOM2, umaabot na sa 166,000. Pinakamalaki raw ang classroom gap sa Regions 3, 4, 8, 7 at NCR.
If we don't build classroom, kung hindi mo tayo mag-build ng mga classroom, this will balloon to 230,000 by 2028. So
kailangan talaga matutukan na natin ang problema ito, makahanap tayo ng iba't ibang mga solusyon at ibayanin natin ang problema ng classroom sa ating bansa.
Ayon kay Senate Committee on Basic Education Chairman Senator Bam Aquino, 99 na classrooms lang ang napatayo ng Department of Public Works and Highways noong nakaraang taon.
Hindi nasundan yung mga PPP nung panahon ni Pangulong Aquino at nung panahon naman ng pandemya, wala talaga tayong kinonstruct na classrooms. Talagang lumubo ng gano'n. Kada taon kasi ginagawa natin 5,000, gano'n. Maswerte na tayo kung mga 5,000 tayo. Siguro tanongin na lang natin sa DPWH bakit nangyari yun, no? Kasi sila gumagawa eh, DPWH kung gumagawa. Pinababala namin ang pondo sa kanila.
Sinusubukan namin kunan ng pahayagang DPWH hinggil dito. Para matugunan ng kakulangan, tutulong na rin ang mga local government unit. Kanina, nagkaroon ng dialogue ng DepEd kasama ang mga city at municipal mayor.
Target ng pamahalaan na masimula ng pagpapatayo ng 25,000 na mga bagong paaralan ngayong taon. 66 billion pesos ang nilalaan na pondo para nito. Ayon sa Department of Education, mas mapapabilis daw ang pagpapatayo ng mga bagong classrooms dahil ngayon, maaari na rin mabigyan ng pondo ang mga local government units. Tutulong ang DepEd sa pagtukoy ng mga priority school at mga LGU naman ang bahala sa procurement hanggang sa pangangasiwa ng construction.
For the first time, ang LGUs ay makaka-facilitate talaga on our own. Dati po kasi sa totoo lang, umaasa po kami sa if it's only the DPWH that will build classrooms versus all LGUs all over the country na sabay-sabay magtatayo ng mga silid-aralan, isipin nyo kung gaano kabilis namin magagawa ito.
Ayon sa DepEd, sa pamamagitan ng mga paggawa ng mga bagong classroom, matutugunan din ang proficiency ng mga mag-aaral.
From kindergarten, yung reading proficiency bumababa pagdating sa grade 10. At ang rason dyan, kasi sumisikip ang classroom pagka lumalaki dahil ang classroom size ng kindergarten is 20 to 25. Pagdating mo sa grade 10, may makikita kang 10, 50, tapos may double shifting, triple shifting. So yung mga bata, sa isang linggo, may mga lugar na 3 araw lang sila nasa eskwelahan.
Para sa GMA Integrated News, Trinidad Reyes, nakatutok 24 oras.
Happy midweek, chikahan ng mga kapuso ng Public Big Free this February. Si Barbie Fernanda na recently ay kinilangan bilang most outstanding actress in a visual film ng isang university. At kahit busy, di mo wala sa schedule din si Barbie ang running kung saan nakabonding niya rin ang kaibigan si Rita Daniela. Makichika kaya Imperial.
Napakahirap sa isang vida na pagkatapos ng malakihin, hindi mo na-appreciate yung pagkukulat niya,
Ibinigyan ni Barbie Forteza ang pagkikikwela niya sa crowd kahapon sa De La Salle Araneta University nang tagapi niya ang kanyang award bilang Most Outstanding Actress in a Digital Film.
From the bottom of my heart, gusto ko pong magpasalamat dahil binigyan niyo po ng pagkilala ang category na digital platform. Dahil, ayun, syempre, laganap na rin po ang mga content and movies and films sa digital platform.
From to another, si Barbie sa isang pelikulang makakalimutan sa big screen this February.
16 years old ako, akalain mo. Kaya pa ba, powerhouse cast, Miss Caro Santos, Miss Anso Broa, Mr. Albert Martinez, and Miss Angel directed by the one and only Brillante Mendoza.
During free time, enjoy pa rin si Barbie sa pagtakbo with friends. Recently nga nakasama niya sa Makati ang kaibigang si Rita Daniela.
Matagal ng plano ni Rita talaga na samahan ako tumakbo. Finally, natuloy din. Tsaka, first time din mag-Ayala Run ng aking mga ka-breathless na kaibigan si Carol and Kevin. Actually, mas nilook forward namin yung heavy breakfast.
Sana raw makahikayat si Barbie na maging active ang lifestyle like them.
Siyempre, lahat naman tayo nasisimula tayong start.
Athena Imperial, updated sa Showbiz Happening. 8 taong gulang na anak ng babaeng pulis na natagpo ang patay sa Bulacan, pinagpapanak pamilya.
Sinasabay ito kasi, bigyan mo mga titira ng ngayon.
Kasunod ang pagsusindi sa lahat ng pampasaherong barko ng Allenton Shipping Line. Ilang pasaherong patulo at pasilan.
stranded. At mga bida na never say die, may patikim sa kanilang karakter na mapapanood na simula Lunes. Tutukan natin yan sa pagpapanood ng 24 oras.
Copico Blanca, the #1 creamy coffee in the Philippines. So creamy. Beaners sa akin to. Correct yarn. That's why it's the #1 creamy coffee. Copico Blanca. Creamy at gentle sa tummy.
Ang Monday, nagiging manhid day. Tuesday, tusok-tusok day. Wednesday, nerve pain day. Pabalik-balik na lang.
Find Eurofil. It's 4 times speed health for such and every brand. Helps repair nerve damage from the source so symptoms don't bother you again. Eurofil.
Close to Nutella.
Ay, sarap ng ilalang.
Baka paulit-ulit ito. Isang spin lang yan. Sali ka.
Wala, mabili ako. May tinda dito ng bigas. Naubusan ako ng bigas. Wala, hindi siya nagtitin ng bigas. Sirado kasi si Ate Diday. Di Marlene. Di ko alam si Marlene. Bukas pa ako kasi bago tapos sa SSS. Wala.
Ano ba magbili sa Ate Bibi? Wala din.
Hindi ko alam. Hindi ako bibili ng bigas na. Hindi ko alam kung ngayon.
Ano yung masin? Ay, wala ka dyan kay Nasinday ni Malo?
New Joy 3 Stronger Cleaning Power. Sa mata. Talo isang buhos ng brand X liquid. New Joy 3 Stronger Cleaning Power. 45 pesos lang.
Ocean saving ang quality. Dandruff and Valium. Switch to Sunlight as with tea tree oil and aloe vera. Remove dandruff para healthy, smooth and hair. Bendel dandruff na healthy, smooth hair pa. Sunsilk.
Minsan, ramdam ng edad sa katawan at isipan. Baka tumitito na tayo. Try Super Brand Adult Plus. Now with Tiny. Para may tibay ng katawan na. Ngayon, may tibay na naman. Kahit tumitito,
At kung kita,
tibay. Super Brand Adult Plus. Hindi naman habang buhay na dyan ako ginagawa sa pyesa hanap sa plano.
Wala!
My name is Lee Jin-ho. I'm from the National Intelligence Service in Korea. Isang takas para sa mustisya at katotohanan. Siguraduhin namin may marami. Never say no. This is 2026. The stars are back on the floor. This February on GMA. Gun picking for real. All I have is tatlong gabi. Tatlo food tasters ang inimbitahan ko.
Ay, buddy!
Push ko yan na yan.
Napayagan kitang bumalik sa Celebrity Collaboration 2.0.
Nagdala Superman habang sakay ng kanilang motorsiklo ang dalawang rider na minsan binansagang deadliest highway sa Metro Manila, ang Commonwealth Avenue sa Quezon City. Nahuli kami at sinusundan ni Mark Sarazao.
Lunes ng gabi ito sa kahabaan ng Commonwealth Avenue, Quezon City. Dalawang rider na wala namang helmet ang nagsusuperman stunt pa ng makuna ng video ng kapwa rider na si Chichi Piamonte.
Tapos nagulat na biglang may mabigas sa harap ko. Inunahan kami, tapos sabi ko sa asawa ko, habulin na lang kayo, videoan ko. Tapos nagulat ako, dalawa na silang mabigat. Siguro sa lahat, nagpapasilat sa lahat, parang gano'n.
Nakaabot na sa LTO ang viral video ito at sinimulan na umano ang pagtuntun sa dalawang pasaway.
Dapat mahuli yan kasi napakadelikado yung ginagawa nila. Pagka sila ina-aksidente doon, buhay nila at saka yung madadamay nila. So malaking perwisyo.
Hindi malinaw ang plaka ng isang motor pero na-enhance ng LTO ang kuha kaya naplakahan yung isa.
Yung isa lang ang may plaka, yung isa walang plaka eh. Yung inatasan ko yung enforcement natin na pagtingin hulihin yung mga yan. Specifically dyan sa area na yan.
Kapag natuntun, malamang daw wala ng motor ang dalawang rider na ito at posibleng mawala na rin ang pribilehiyong magmaneho.
Wala siyang plaka at sa itsura pa lang at doon sa maraming mga illegal modifications na ginawa, malamang impound yun. Mukhang walang dokumento eh. Kung may lisensya sila, siyempre magkakaroon ng mga penalties yan, ma-alarm yung mga yan, yung kanilang license.
Ang pag-post naman daw ni Chichi ay para paalalahanan at manawagan sa mga kapwa rider.
Isip nyo kasi, ang hirap kasi nadadama yung mga hindi naman pamote. Kawawa kahit hindi naman namin kasalanan pa rin kasi lahat.
Lagit sakto isang taon bago ang video sa Commonwealth ay ginawa rin ng dalawang rider ang parehong stunt sa Marilaki Highway sa Tanay Rizal. Nagkasabitan sila. At nagtuloy-tuloy sa gilid ng kalsada kung mga nanunood at may concrete barrier. Isa sa mga rider ang dead on arrival sa ospital, pero nakaligtas ang isa pa. 6 ang sugatan. Pero hindi pa rin natigil ang mga nag-e-exhibition doon tulad ng 19 anyos na rider na nagpaikot-ikot hanggang sa sumemplang. At nang sitahin, hindi nagpatinag at humarurot. Bagaman nahuli rin kalaunan. Para sa GMA Integrated News, Mark Salazar, nakatutok 24 oras.
Patay na ng masagpuan ng isang babaeng pulis na nawala matapos magbenta ng sasakyan. Kasama niya noon ang anak na 8 taong gulang lamang na hindi pa rin nakikita. Nakatutok si Marisol Abdurrahman.
Ito si Police Master Sergeant Dayan Marina Benito na nakatalaga sa National Capital Region Police Office o NCRPO. Napaulos siyang nawawala noong January 19 hanggang sa isang bangkay ng babae ang nakita sa gilid ng bypass road sa Pulilan, Bulacan noong January 24. Positibong kinilala ang mga labi bilang ang nawawalang policewoman. Ayon sa pulisya, may tama siya ng bala sa ulo ng makita.
Tinitingnan lang natin kung talagang ba siya binaril or before siya dinala sa pulinan, patay siya.
Lumabas din sa investigasyon ng Special Investigating Task Group na binuo kahapon na January 16. Huli na kausap ng kanyang mga kaanak ang biktima. Umalis anin na ito noon para magbenta ng sasakyan kasama ang 8 taong gulang na anak pero hindi na nakauwi.
She went to Quezon City after nga hindi siya
Aminado ang SAPG na hindi pa nila matukoy sa ngayon kung ano ang motibo sa pagpatay. Bagaman, may mga anggol sila tinitingnan.
May involved ba dito sa pera? No? Kasi nabenta. Maliban dyan,
Hindi lang pera ang
hindi kayo makasigurado kung may buried ka nakasama din sa anggulo ng triangle or may grudge ba, personal grudge ng mga
So maraming posibleng motibo.
Hanggang ngayon ay nawawala pa rin ang walang taong gulang ng anak. May mga iniimbestigahan ng personalidad ng SIDG. Kabilang na ang asawa ng biktima na isa ng pulis at ang katransaksyon ng biktima sa bintahan ng sasakyan.
Siya yung leader doon sa buyer. Nakausap ko naman yung buyer, pero limited lang din ang nakukuha ng information. Kasi after na magbayar, wala na siya idea sa wala about kaya.
Para sa GMA Integrated News, Maestro Abduraman, nakapunto, 20 oras.
Posibleng imbestigahan ng Energy Regulatory Commission ang isa pang solar company ni Congressman Leandro Leviste. Dahil yan sa mahal umano nitong singil sa kuryente sa Paluan Oriental Mindoro noong 2020 na hindi aprobado ng komisyon. Nakatutok si Macri Pulido.
Kung pinagmumunta ng Department of Energy ng 24 billion pesos ang Solar Philippines, kumpanyang itinatag ni Batangas Congressman Leandro Leviste na sa pagtupad sa kontrata. Maaari namang investigahan ng Energy Regulatory Commission ang sister company nitong Solar para sa Bayan Corporation o SPPC. Ito'y dahil nanininig umano na nakabot sa 18 pesos per kilowatt hour ang SPPC. 20 kahit hindi aprobado ng PRC.
Kasi mo tayo sinabi sa isang regulated entity na ikaw ay maningil nang hindi mo man lang hingin yung approval ng regulator mo.
Maliban sa labag umano ito sa panimpunan ng PRC, nakasaad din sa prangkisa ng SPPC na dapat magsunabi ang simento na aprobado dapat ng PRC. Susunod din dapat ang SPPC sa anumang pinapatupad na regulasyon ng Department of Energy at ng PRC. Ang pangako noon ng kumpanya ni Leviste nang mag-apply ito ng prangkisa sa Kongreso ay maghahatid ito ng mura at malinis na kuryente sa mga malalayong komunidad. Pero sa sulat ng Occidental Mindoro Electric Cooperative sa ERC noong 2020, ipinutol ito hindi na nga natupad ang pangako ni Leviste na 3 pesos per kilowatt hour na singil, naging mas mahal pa sa singil ng kanilang kooperatiba na 8 pesos per kilowatt hour.
So, meron siyang pananagutan sa aming mga panuntunan. Siyempre, meron din pananagutan yan doon sa provision mismo law dahil siya ay lumabag doon nga. Kung siya nga ay mapatutunayang nag-operate, naningil ng singil na hindi dumaan sa pag-aproba ng PRC.
Walang diretsong sabot si Leviste nang kinalamin ng pahayag kaugnay ng paniningil kahit walang approved rates mula sa PRC. Pero sabi nila sa umpisa, palugyan singil nila 8 to 11.35 pesos per kilowatt hour habang hinihintay na mag-issue ang Implementing Rules and Regulations o IRR ng prangkisa na magpapatuloy ng kanilang full operation para magmura ang singil. Pero dahil walang nag-issue IRR, kinailangan nila
Dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Bukan ang masing-lasing na tambalan sa umaga. Sa tanong sa pagiging nangyari, Ted Filon at DJ Chacha dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Tumatagundong ang mga dama. Matagos ang mga tres.
At lumulupit ang mga laban. Ang mga pinakamatinding player sa mundo. Dito, nagpapakitang gilas. Kung basketball na pang world class ang hanap mo, tutok na sa 2025-2026 NBA season. Catch it on NBA TV Philippines, One Sports, RPTV, and Pilipinas Live app. Publiko serbisyo hatid sa inyo na
Wanted sa radyo, live tayo ngayon sa Rapid Info in Action, mabilis na pagsuporta at action.
tutulungin po kami. Wanted sa radyo. Dito lang sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Tara sa masayang tanghalian. Kasama ang Tabagansa. Bulaga dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Mas intense ang mga laro at mas tumitindi ang mga highlights. The biggest basketball stars in the world are here. Don't miss the 2025-2026 NBA season of these platforms.
Hello, I'm Sandy Still from Barangay Hinidra, San Miguel, and this is PB 15XD. Siguro ngayon si West Gami. Siguro yung team na nakin tayo, nakalaro ng basketball. Naiindihan niya ako mag-ensayo, gano'n, mag-workout. Ibigin mo na ako ng pagkakataon na makapagmaro o makapag-reconsit. Siyempre gagawin ko na issues ko, mga reconsit ko, para makatulong sa team, saka makakontribute sa team.
Bawat okasyon ng taon, go solo.
Napilagin mo yung baho na. Uy, kumain ka. Sunod ang mukha mo ngayon.
Naman, imagination mo.
Uy, yung baho na.
Sa sinisiko, araw-araw, kasabay dito yan sa RPTV.
Wala ko, kapag patay ka to? Na.
Doble ang buwela, hot-on ka man saya. Wow, mali! Doble tawa dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy.
The battle for Philippine Cup dominance is back for a thrilling best of 7 series. Bakbakan ng mga kampiyon. San Miguel Beermen kontra TNT Tropang 5G. Can TNT Tropang 5G win against the San Miguel Beermen? Or will the Beermen keep their Philippine Cup glory? The action live via the Pilipinas Live app, PBA Rush, and RPTV. PBA 50. Solid.
Ang kasanggaan ng mga balitang dapat mong malaman gabi-gabi.
Balikan at diskusyon para sa pagtubog ng matalinong opinyon. Ako po si Brian Laspan.
Ako po si Edrigaw.
Frontline tonight dito lang sa RPTV para sa Pinoy.
Hi, I'm Juan Gonzo Yanyan from the Converge Fiber Experts, and this is PBA 50 Next Gen. My greatest PBA player is definitely my brother Andy. You know, we grew up together, I grew up watching him, and he's been a role model to me ever since. So, yeah, I'd say my brother Andy. Somebody who can lead and make their teammates better.
I'm looking forward to most is pretty much just going out there every day with the guys, play every game to win, and hopefully bring a championship to Converge.
Makipagkwentuhan para maligaya ang umaga sa Good morning, kapatid, dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Tutukan ang masigasig na umaga. Tatanong lang po kami, ang gari, walang minutes. Ang Ed Bailon at DJ Chacha dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Publiko serbisyo hatid sa inyo na
Wanted sa radyo, live kayo ngayon sa Rapid Tulfo na mabilis na pagsuporta sa action.
Wanted sa radyo. Para sa masayang tanghalian, kasama ang kabarkansa. Bulaga dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Bawat lokasyon ng taon, hanggang solo. Isaray, Hollywood stars. Pakikinig naman sa mga opa. Hindi pa tayo kahit ang nasa imagination mo sasama.
Hindi na sila lahat.
Dating sa TV5, araw-araw may kasabay ka. Dito yan sa RTV.
Programa ay rated PG at walang kulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
This program is brought to you by Arena Plus, official partner of the PBA. Pioneer Epoxy, tatak ng matibay, and Pioneer Elastoseal.
Ginawa ko lang naman kung makakaya ko. Nag-response na ako kung pinipigay sa akin ng class ng I'm so happy na police ka.
Get ready for some PBA finals action from the ball of Asia Arena in Pasay City. In what everyone expected to be a close race between two thoroughbred teams, San Miguel has started to open up some lengths, wants to clear this, but TNT on the other hand wants to close the gap and make it neck and neck once again in this final lap. San Miguel, led by 12-time best player of the conference, Junmar Fajardo, have taken a 2-1 lead in this best of 7. Can they make it 3-1? But TNT wants to make it deadlocked at 2. Malalaman natin yan pagkatapos ng game number 4 na aming ihandog sa inyo dito sa RPTV. Ako po si Charlie Cuna, ang aking mga kasama, the Dean Chinito Henson, and of course, Coach Luigi Trillo is with us para sa laban na ito, a race to that golden glory sa ating Philippine Cup. Dean, game number 2. Halo, nakabawi ang SMP sa game number 3. Nakala ng TNT, mukhang sila na. Pero, na-CJ Perez sila.
Walang tawag ko dito, ang turning point ng serye. It's either going to be 3-1 in favor of San Miguel or 2-2. Kaya na sinabi ko kanina. And I think it's going to be a very, very exciting game number 4. Mind you, ang TNT, 3 times in previous finals, they're down 1-2 in the series. They went on to win the championship. So they're hoping that this will be 4th time a charm for them.
That's right, but you know, Coach Luigi, you know how tough TNT can be. You faced them in the playoffs just recently. So what kind of a bounce back can they do as we look at the results of game number 3?
I'm sure they're going to be focused in. I saw Kelly Williams walking in, find anyone, and they need this game, right? But going to game 3 results, Tito,
Well, take a look at what happened here. In game 3, 17 points in the fourth quarter for TNT and 28 for San Miguel. By the way, 17 points, the same number of points that CJ delivered in that same quarter, in the fourth period. Unbelievable performance by CJ Perez. He finished with 20 points, 17 in the fourth period. But the big stat, any game of this series has been rebounding. San Miguel was minus 13 rebounds in game number 1. But plus 15 in game 2, plus 10 in game number 3, rebounding at least that.
That's right. CJ Perez, who had such bravery, bordering on arrogance in that game. Unfortunately, we just talk about it.
well, the do-it-all wing, I mean, these type of shots, you live for this, diba? CJ, binuan na yung San Miguel. And big numbers by the big guy. He had his couple with Coach Leo, brought out the best in him, 20 points, like Dean said, 17 in this fourth quarter. To complement his 5 rebounds and 4 assists, but what a game. I'm sure if they win, that might be the turning point in the series for me, for San Miguel Beer.
Tama yun, napakaganda na kanyang performance. You know, he wasn't having the best of games, but when it counted the most, he stepped back for the 3 and for a 4, which gave them that. But it all starts and ends, as we always say, Dean, with Junmar Fajardo for San Miguel Beer.
9-time MVP. In game number 1, he had 24 points. And they lost that game. But in games 2 and 3, which pinanalo ng San Miguel, his average points went down to 16.5 points. But his rebounding stats soared from 17 in game number 1. He's now averaged 21.5 rebounds in the last 2 games, which San Miguel won. And as I mentioned, rebounding appears to be the barometer of every game in this series. Junmar Fajardo has not only delivered the rebound, but also made his opponents look bad and his teammates look good.
Ganun na nga yun eh. Yung TNT, medyo na ako confused na. Sino ba talaga ang kakamala para sa San Miguel Beer? We talked about Junmar, we talked about CJ. Let's talk about Don Troyano now, Luigi.
Mabigat ng si Don Troyano. I call it the game changer. Game 1, 4 points lang. Pagdating ng game 2 at game 3, 20 points, 4 rebounds, over 50%. And you know, I like what he said in one of the games when nagsabi sa kanya na, kahit off the bench kami, I don't feel like I'm a guy off the bench. And he's confident in scoring, and that's why they won also game 2 and 3 because of that big 20 points.
56% field goal percentage. Don was not missing much in that last game. For more on the San Miguel Beer Men, we're gonna throw it over now to Eileen Shi at courtside. Eileen?
Gentlemen, talagang kaabang-abang itong game 4 dahil para kay Coach Leo Austria, lakas ng loob ang nagsulit sa San Miguel Beermen in game 3. Pero gusto niya rin bigyan ng pansin ay yung naging decision making ng kanyang players. Ika nga niya, in a final series like this, you can plan all you want, but it doesn't mean that it will materialize, lalo na kung sino-sinong nakakamisado ng TNT after nilang plays and adjustments. Which is why going into today, ang paalala niya sa Beermen, you can do whatever you want as long as nakakatulong ito to team. For him, that means being deliberate in their offense, running their plays, and refraining from one-on-one situations early in the shot clock. He liked the effort that SMB put on extending their defense to 3-point line, reducing TNT shooting to 26% from that area in the last game. Pero importante din daw, huwag nilang kalimutan, bantayan ang pace kung saan 55% ang field goal ng TNT in the last game. Ano sa inyo?
So yun ang mga strategy ng SMB para makamit itong game number 4. Very crucial for the SM Beermen to go up 3 versus 1. Sa seryeng ito, ayaw nila magtabla. Pero pag-usapan naman natin, ang panig ng TNTZ, Calvin Octana, he's the main gunner para sa kupunan na ito.
But in games number 1 and 2, he averaged only 12 points. Subalit in game number 3, pumutok siya with 25 points. Talo na rin ang TNT. But talking about how important rebounding is, take a look at the rebounding stats ni Calvin Octana. In game number 1, kung saan tinalo ng TNT in San Miguel, 10 rebounds. Game number 2, nung natalo ang TNT, he only had 1 rebound. And in game number 3, still very much lower than his average, just 5 rebounds. So it's important for Calvin Octana, not just to get the points, but to be very active underneath the boards.
That's right. He's a guy who can play, big, he can play small, outside shots, but he also needs some help. Can't do it alone. He's got a nice partner, actually, Jordan Heading. Can do so many things. He can shoot, Coach Luigi, but he can also dish that rock.
I remember him from our last series. You know, he's gonna be so important because we don't know the health of Bogoy, our coverage. So he's gonna be big. He had 15 points in game 3.
But if they're gonna win, they need another guy to go to, aside from Montana, aside from that bata. I mean, look at those numbers. 15, 7 reads, and 11 assists. This guy does defense as well.
Yeah, he can shoot better though from the field. We know he can do that. So the 5 of 13 has to improve. But you talk about Junmar Fajardo on the other side, team, na pag-usapan natin sa kanina. Siyempre, yung mga bigs naman ng TNT ang nasa focus ngayon para sa mga boys ni Coach Zod Reyes. And they need to defend Junmar Fajardo. You know, so you get the guys like BGR and Kelly and Garinato have to step it up. But we'll talk about that later because we need to throw it over to the court right now. And I think there's going to be an awarding prior to the game, prior to tip-off. Kasi ngayon ibibigay ang best player of the conference club. And, well, some of you have your predictions. But let's find out. Diba? Natawa si Coach Luis. Sige, pakinggan natin. Okay, they're still preparing prior to announcing sino ang nag-BBC para sa konferensyang ito. May mga bali-balita na kanina. And then if you've been watching all conference long, you probably have an idea of who it might be. Statistically,
Good evening.
PBA players have the edge. That we never seen Cahueva also in the ranking at number 2 in the single point. But let's listen now to our stadium announcer.
Of the conference. May we call in center court, PBA Commissioner Willie Marcial, PBA Chairman and TNT Governor Mr. Ricky Vargas, PBA Vice Chairman and SMC Sports Director Mr. Al Francis Chua, PBA Treasurer and Phoenix Fuel Masters Governor Attorney Raymond Zuniga, Governor of the San Miguel Pyramid Mr. Robert Noon, Governor of the Alex Road Warriors Mr. Ronald Dulatre, Governor of the Magnolia Hotshots Mr. Jason Webb, Magnolia Hotshots Team Consultant Mr. Eric Ariola, and the Bucari Sweat Representative Ms. Rachel Stallion, Events Marketing Specialist. Let us meet the candidates. From the Titan Ultra Johnny Placers, Calvin Abueva. From the Converge Masters, Justin Baltazar. From the San Miguel Pyramid, Junmar Fajardo. From the Converge Fiber Xers, Juan Gomez del Leandro. And from the Magnolia Chicken Cublados Hotshots, Xavier Lucero. Garnering 515 statistical points, 569 media votes, 162 players' votes, for a total of 1,246 points. The PBA Bucari Sweat Best Player of the Conference is from the San Miguel Pyramid, Junmar Fajardo.
a familiar tune para sa atin. We've heard it again and again. It's like those pop hits that they keep playing over and over on the radio. Junmar Fajardo, for the 13th time in his PBA career, is a best player of the conference.
Very deserving. And I don't see another player like Junmar. We are witness to that. Ang galing, very humble guy. And he's up his minutes here in the series. He's also up his rebounds. He's playing very, very well.
To understate the matter, playing very, very well.
And talking about his stats, in the eliminations all the way to the semifinals, he was San Miguel's second leading scorer, 16.5 points. But in the final, he is now the leading scorer of San Miguel, 19 points a game in the finals.
So tinatawag na ng ating venue announcer na si Robster Evangelista ang ating mga starting fives for game number 4. Let's listen in.
CJ Perez. Head forward from Taguig City, number 3, Mo Tautuma. Also forward is an 11-time PBA champion, Rocky Lomasur, number 13, Super Marshall Lassiter. And at center is a record 13-time best player, Alvin Cuthbert. Rocky Lomasur, number 15, the Black Kraken, Junmar Fajardo. Head coach of the unit is Leo Rosnia. Hang out. Starters for your TNT Rubber Party. Starting forward is one of the leading 50 great players and one of only 3 self-assistant players. From the number 21, Batista Hallelujah. Forward is the number of active medical question. From the number 8, Calvin Osana. At center corner, number 25, Brandon Yamashita. And on, the only rookie last season to be executive was that player of the country. From Tondo, number 15, Jordan Henry. And on the is the champion with TNT last season. From number 6, Big Ray, Ray Ambata. And so, from the party season,
Peter Bell on the crew chief, Big Oliva, James Pines, and Carlos Lugo Vergara. Rivalo originating his third final game. Big Oliva is second, and James Pines is second in a row as well. These are the starters for Coach Leo. These are the starters for Coach John. Nakaputi ang pinili on the floor. Nakapula naman ang SMB game number 4 start. And it's going to be Mo and BTR. The jump it up at center court. Here we go. At ang unang nakakuha ng possession ay mga nakapula. San Miguel Beer will have the first crack.
It's the second starting line of the whole team. You see some changes from Nabata is making his first start in the finals, and Jordan Henry is making his second consecutive start. Kaya for Junmar Fajardo and for San Miguel naman, also some changes from game number 3. You remember that Lassiter came off the bench in game number 3. Jerry McCool started. Now Lassiter is back in the starting lineup. Ross is starting game number 2. He is also back in the starting lineup now.
Bata. And to give it up, Henderson hoist from 3, that's sure. A lot of resistance from the defense there, Coach Luigi.
Yeah, well, any point, these guys been playing well. I think they start the back, but they have to start strong. So this is probably the best offensive unit on the team.
Here we go to Osana.
And guys talking to San Miguel here, assistant coach Peter Martin, he was saying that when you keep on leading your starting lineup, it changes your sub-pattern. And sometimes when you change your sub-pattern in the middle of the series, the players may not be too comfortable in the way things are changing and the way things are being adjusted.
Watch the defensive stop brought us by Pioneer. After field, Gallado, bubok. Ano bang panahon? Ng batang sa mid-range. Distraction again by the San Miguel defense. Napatayang score dito as we see CJ Perez navigating. Forces the action and draws a foul probably on Brandon as well as Rosser.
He does it so well, where he just barrels in and initiates the contact. I mean, that's one of the things that San Miguel Beer did well sa that game. I thought they went to the free throw line a lot. They attacked the rim. They got Junmar and Bo right away with 22 points in the first quarter.
Right, and tinatawagan ng foul si Jordan Henry pa. Matakan na muna yung business on the San Miguel side.
What I think he likes to work heavy along with Aaron, Caminato, Kelly Williams, PGR. So split the pick and roll so that ball doesn't go to the roller. Also, you make it difficult for the man with the ball to release and find the open man. Second is, you want to go with a semi-big lineup that is without a natural point guard. In JMF, the only big on the floor. Something that they did late in game number 3, which proved very well. And finally, drive and drop. Coach Luigi already said about how important free throws are. Game number 1, San Miguel only had 14 free throw attempts. But in games 2 and 3, they averaged 37 free throw attempts.
Yun yung nasa business para sa San Miguel. We saw Calvin of that appearance on the basket. Suddenly, 4-1 in favor of TNT 3 minutes into this game, or just a little over 2 minutes actually, and they throw that one away, tipped out by Octana. He's going to stay with San Miguel Beer.
And I noticed the phase of the zero light handoff to heading for that layout. Ito, isa pong magandang pattern ng Baraco. That second pass, he draws the defense.
Oh, hangover pa from last one game. Carry over yan.
He's so hard to stop once he starts. He's hard na nga sa penetration. Pag tumira pa siya sa labas, practically unguardable.
Can be unguardable. Octana gives it up to BGR. Decides not to go. Balik kay BGR. To Attorney Narbata, who is the legal counsel of the PBA. Nice catch from Attorney Narbata. Ngayon naman din yan natin. Champion day yata yan. Pero kalaban ninyo. Yes. Kalaban. That was a 3-point shot of PBA. That was well up by Rita Sports. Hunter Bill.
Lang? Ate Lalang? Wala dyan? Wala dyan? Bakit? Aw? Saan? Anong?
We said that Dr. Grant San goes to the semi-big lineup, but for as long as they can get good minutes from both out the wall, talk about Kelly. It was better than game number 1.
Big for game 3, and I saw him entering the Call of Duty overpaid. But hindi sila compensate. I know that they're all business here.
Probably get do or die. That's the whole game. Marshall Lassiter guarded by Octana. 4-2. He's knocked out of bounds. 2 points. Kailangan na titira sa top na sila. And he's going quickly. But you know, Dean, you pointed out that he's over game number 1. That Jerry Williams was shooting really 3 throughout the play. Maybe another hit. And that's a nice start for him. Nakapress na sa the game. Now he goes to foul. However, he's shooting the something up to top. But you know, it's that start team.
Manood ka na. Graduating na kasi binigyan nila. Kaya mo may, graduate siya ng college. Akala ko may ano ka na ulam, Jim Boy.
Nakatikip mo sa papunta naman sa mga nakaputi. Heading to the trailer, Kelly. Thought about it. Then the previous here, Jordan Henry, the opening is there. Oh, you overlooked that layup. A beautiful ball screen para sa kanya. All the way home, but he just couldn't get the layup. Oh, way off.
No easy shot.
And no ball either.
Marlo asking for a call. Reina Bata saying that it was a flop.
One for TNT. Let's talk about our D's list. They need to control the board. For 3 things, the 3 P's. Position, for possession, and for space. Number 2, they need to pressure from the backcourt, and they've got the tools to be able to do that with Enciso, Alaron, and Napata. Finally, they need to spread the floor. Get the thing outside, underneath the basket, and get the outside shot called shot, and that outside shot failed.
for TNT.
Well, so 6 is our score. Jordan Hennig with a nice start in this ball game. He has a layup, and he's got a three-pointer already. And TNT has doubled up San Miguel in the first few minutes of this game, 12-6.
This program is brought to you by Arena Plus, official partner of the PBA.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries. Every great athlete wins with control. Always the game plan.
Makipagkwentuhan para maligaya ang umaga sa Good morning, kapatid, dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy.
This is game 4 of the finals kung saan abante ang TNT tropang 5G 12-6. Now looking at how the fourth quarter of game 3 went, excluding the last minute, inuri ni Coach Chotres ang tropang 5G for good defense. And it was just incredible how they were able to score 9 points in 1 minute. Yan naman ang pinuputo ni Coach Chotres today is dapat hindi na nila hayaan na the game will be decided that way. Sa una pa lang hindi na dapat nila hinayaan na 33 points ang nadala ng SMD in Q1 of Game 3. And the only way they can do that today is with sustained defense. Tapos sa they have to minimize their turnovers from the get-go. Relatively, bumaba na ito to 14 the last game from a high of 21, but it still hit at today 17 points. Back to you.
Maraming salamat sa yung report, Eileen Shi. Of course, an optimist after a loss is always a nice thing. You look for the positive things you can take away to the next game.
And look at the pressure from the backcourt. Yun ang sinasabi natin sa tendencies for TNT. They want to be able to delay the advance of the ball before it gets to Team Fajardo with the entry pass.
Now CJ against City. No switch there. They take the ball from Mo. Mo looking for Marshall. Marshall not even facing it. So Mo actually doing no swing. Let's see the empty short. And he'll be back. No, it's going to be more.
You normally see Mo backing up a guy. It's one of the few times where he's attacking Rosser, but Rosser is really known for his lateral movement. Here you see him ward off a bit. And it is an offensive foul.
And you think that he plays single coverage defensively on the big San Miguel, and it prevents San Miguel to get or create open situations for their shooters.
Heading in and out, and then in again.
Kanina nag-56 with a wide open layup. How he makes the shot on a net that only takes the passes. Ano ba yan?
Gusto niya may pasan. Oh, here's so far, with great start. TNT had that in game 1, they have been in the next 2, and then right now, TNT on a roll, 16-6. A quick timeout was close. Panuhin natin, itong drive ni Jordan Hennig na pinagkit niya ni Dean under high degree of difficulty.
Well, nakita natin, he went up against a bigger guy. So he used his quickness. He ground 5 Mo Saltua. What a shot coming from Jordan Hennig.
He's far from a one-trick pony. When he first came to the Philippine basketball team, recruited for Gilas, he was known as just a spot-up kind of shooter, but
He's very crafty. I mean, he can hit the three-point shot, he can get around. But this guy also has lots of that. He started slow with confidence. Now, asserting himself around 30-minute games, and he has his hands full as he is playing a top TNT game.
Double-double Rumul Gamas.
And for BGR, take a look at some of his stats.
Malang! Magawang ulam niyo. May ulam? Mama kasi!
With the ball, and then it flips it, then it becomes difficult. If they don't flip it, what are you going to do? He's going to pass the ball to the roller, or he can also get the ball back and start from the outside. So many options for Jordan Hennig.
But San Miguel has many options as well on offense. Rodney goes up sometimes with the eye, but that hooks up. Henry Garinato Jr. dropped his first rebound in game number 4.
We're past the halfway mark of the third period. Zambatak looking for opening. Williams. Steve Rundell, there's a switch right now, and Zambatak will try to go all the way. And he gets covered, but he asked for it. With a nice pump fake.
One of those guys, ang hirap bantayan eh. He's getting to the paint. It's like he's gonna shoot. Magpapump fake siya, he's so crafty in getting you off balance.
I'm not sure if San Miguel was expecting this kind of changing the starting lineup from TNT because nagaya ng binili sa akin kanina, Baka could start in the finals and he's going wild so far in the first quarter.
This is his first free throw, however. Remember, he got a strain in the semi-final, and now he's playing significant minutes. But I think it's a good adjustment by Coach Schultz. Kasi they need scoring one, and you look around, they started, it's probably their best 5 in scoring, right? And our Pogoy is in the game now.
Especially if he can contribute a little more. He only had 4 points in limited minutes in game number 3, coming off a hamstring injury. Chris Ross now goes over to CJ Perez. CJ to Rodney. Rodney out, and then the basket off the glass.
And nawala na si it's hard to play. The both of these guys, Bondian and Ross, are all role players.
And you also notice that nag-double team ang TNT sa class against CJ Perez kaya nakamalaki from Jan. So, not wide open. And they've already scored 3 3-pointers. And the team right now, Gonzalo Bumawe, TNT on the 6-3-2 run. That's on the rebound play. Somebody committed a foul. It's going to be a guy in white. Our still going in. Confused, wondering what he did with the merit that ball, but there's going to be a substitution. Wani Johnson and Ross to the bench. Here, Sana to get out in the arena plus court. And then Anita is on the wing for TNT, and he's looking to defend CJ Perez. Yan naman siya kaya sama. Nakagisip ko sa shot Reyes. Along on the switch now, pabol against Perez. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's a mid-range jumper para kay CJ. They needed points and he got a 2.
Just the whole package.
He's such a smooth scorer. Quick swing to Pogoy. Defense arrives in time. Good throw down by Wayne Johnson. Bounce inside. Simon hook shot. Short. Here's how we're going to get out. Down to 10. They wanted to go inside the June Mark harder. The team pointed out earlier, it's been tough to get the ball this JMS inside. On that time, they made sure that he would not get that back. Salaway yung dumating na daw kay June Mark.
Yeah, he sprinted down to try to shield the early offense by SMB.
Julian Tempifardo was the first out of the game that went in and out. There's Rosiano making his presence felt right away. A 3 from Don B. Calinano Jr. who had that top in the last game. Takes Rosana who overshoots the 3. 7 na lang hinahabol ng San Miguel. You know how quickly San Miguel can come back. They show it. Calinano with the steal. Wait from Cito. To Bradley in the lane. Bounces to Henry. Go na po sa naman.
San Miguel has been having problems with that hard show. Daming turnover ng TNT. Ano San Miguel also TNT hard show na pinag-goal. Then nakaka-transition dito ang TNT.
Couple of layups already on the TNT side. June Mark goes against Henry. And June Mark is good. However, Brandon Rueda covered. Di ba hawakan yung ball on the rebound and stay with San Miguel?
If there's one lineup that can slow down Martin, I don't think it's Robin. Ang dami kung pwedeng sulutin. You've got Galinato, you've got Roser, you've got Williams, you've got Buena, ang dami pwedeng nakatawagin ng TNT.
And on that point, Coach Luigi, 6 players have already scored for TNT. So that's a lot of balance. While for San Miguel, only 4. And si Juma, hindi pa nakaka-score dito. Tama. So, 1 step pa lang. Brandon, looking to kick it to Pogoy. That's the 3 for Mark. partner. The three other Trojans are in the game now, and the pass of goal to Tronjal goes away. This is a different combination because they cannot in the front without Mar Fajardo. So they're testing Tronjal and Papua to play together.
This program is brought to you by Pioneer Epoxy. Taglak ng matibay. Tara sa masayang tanghalian kasama ang Kabarkansa. Bulaga dito sa RTTV para sa Pinoy. Tutukan ang masigasing na tambalan sa umaga. Tatanong lang po kami, ang nangyari, walang evidence. Ang Ted Filon at DJ Chacha dito sa RTTV para sa Pinoy.
Nagbabalik ang inyong coverage ng PBA Philippine Cup sa RTTV. At siyempre, binabati natin ang nanonood. Pati na rin sa YouTube channel ng One Sports Scene. Ang daming nanonood, ang daming sumusubaybay natin dyan sa YouTube na yan. So maraming salamat sa nila. Maraming salamat din sa mga tumalo. Dito sa Umoma Arena. Sa natin, no? Ang daming tao nanonood. Enjoy the action. Enjoying yung mga antics, yung mga games natin, mga free giveaways natin, pag may mga timeout dito, tonto yung ating crowd, siyempre. The crowd experience na naibibigay.
We always tell our team, we wouldn't be here without your fans.
Right.
Diba? Most especially guys out of town were there. It's a big thing, so kung wala sila, wala rin yung PBA.
Governor's Row, and among them, of course, the commissioner is there. Tapos si Mayor Eric Singson, nung Tandon.
Yes.
Ilocos Sur, and you know, they also again, nagaganapin dyan sa Tandon. We've had 10 games already there in the past. Yeah.
We've been there.
Tandon will host the All-Star Extravaganza of the PBA in March. At nakita na natin some of our distinguished members of the Board of Governors. They are Vice Chairman is with us, Vice Chairman Francis Chua, the Magnolia Team Governor, Jason Webb, and Magnolia Team Consultant, that is Arejola. Our PBA Treasurer, Attorney Raymond Zorilla, and the NLEX PBA Governor, Mr. Ronald Dulat.
Home and try again, and this time, finally, nakuha ni Mo yung kanyang basket in the break.
They needed that. They're going straight to it.
Here's Simon, going to Brandon on the move. The finger roll is a miss. Pero tinamaan siya, natulog siya. On his hip, says referee Bing Oliva, second most senior in this referee crew.
Mga pass galing kay Simon Enciso. Pocket pass para kay BGR on the way to the home.
A little protest on the face of Mota Tua and Coach Leo as well. But free throws for BGR, he switches the first.
What I like there with the defense ng SNB is at least they're not giving layups. You know what I mean? I noticed now Coach Leo, he's put in some defenders. Bruce is in, he's got Rondial, he's got Wapi can set up a play, but Taulapa is a fresh face, so probably to match
Tautua.
Yeah, Tautua. To match probably TNT's defense.
1 out of 2 for BGR. He shot 77% from the line in the finals. Here's Tautua once again.
Ayan na naman ang matchup.
It's a power move. That time he missed.
Too strong off the glass. Pugoy up ahead to Simon. Simon balik kay RR. To the cutting BGR. Might have taken a step there underneath. Pugoy. Great defense from Jericho Cruz. Screen from Calinato Jr. Sabay agaw. Wala kay Cruz. And referee, coach rather asking the referee, wala bang foul doon? Lumagsak yung player ko. The referee just says, wala.
Must there be a technical foul there?
They're really upset because RR did feel that it was an over-aggressive defensive stance
mula kay Jericho Cruz. Binigyan ng technical foul si George Reyes for entering the court.
Normally when you enter the court,
Take the free throw.
sometimes the ref was also given a warning when the bench goes.
I think Coach Chuck was asking for it already. He crossed the line.
That works. You know, you show your players that you're with them, the tension's there. Alam ni Coach Todd kung gaano ba importante itong game na to. And you know San Miguel. San Miguel can be down 20 guys and they can still win the game. If kabigat ang SFB.
They've done that.
Yeah.
And TNT still is in the lead. But with that technical free throw, that was like a three-point play that San Miguel scored.
Heading in the paint, dropping it off. Brandon wanted to jam it home, but the foul stifled him in midair. But he'll get 2 free throws yet again.
Free throws are coming a lot here for TNT. And we were saying how important it is for guys to attack, draw the contact, almost a dunk.
And that's how you want your big man to go up to. The strong move to the hoop.
Well, the adjustment of San Miguel now is they're showing you the pick and roll. But ang ganda ng ginawa ni Henning was he split it and he found Rosser. You know, since Rosser and Henning have joined TNT, talagang lumalim sila. These two have been welcome additions over this year which have really strengthened. And I can say pound for pound, they're just at par with SFB in terms of depth. Malalim ang bench.
Jericho Cruz wide left on the jumper. 30 seconds to go na lang sa ating quarter 1. And Jordan Henning now handling the ball. Bit of a show mula kay Mo Tautu. I guess to slow him down. There's a 9-second difference between our clocks. As Jordan inside the paint will kick it over to Glenn Copuntin. Leo's way. Finds it smart.
And that's what you call spreading the floor. Opening up the space for the penetration and then the kick out for the three-pointer.
Biggest lead of the game. Look at Henning. A second to go. He hoists it up.
No! Pumasok! That's gonna be a 4-point shot if it counts.
And just talking about not in, agad the field. He looked at the clock. He knew how many seconds were in and he hoisted it in.
And they got it. That's a 4-point shot coming from Jordan Henning. Now that came from the logo. No doubt about it.
Way past the logo also.
Yeah, that's smart. Presence of mind here. So he knows the time. And he hoisted it up before time expired.
That's why it's a 17-point lead at the end of 1.
Publiko serbisyo atin sa inyo na
Wanted sa radyo, live tayo ngayon sa Rapid Tool for Action, mabilis na pagsuporta at saka aksyon.
kami. Wanted sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Ang kasangga ng mga balitang dapat mong malaman gabi-gabi.
Mari ka ng diskusyon para sa pagtubok ng masalinong opinion. Ako po si Brian Gaspar.
Ako po si Edwigaw.
Frontline tonight dito lang sa RPTV para sa Pinoy.
Coach Peter, TNT came out with a different sense of urgency today. It's setting pressure from the get-go while also showing better ball movement. How would you like the Beermen to respond in second quarter?
Yeah, we're looking for the right combinations. Right now, we haven't seen the right combinations. Goodmar still, I think, scoreless, so we have to look at that. At the same time, you want to also get CJ going. Pero medyo maganda yung depensa nila in the first quarter.
Thank you, Coach Peter. Gentlemen, back to you.
Well, Peter Martin, first assistant ng SFB, saying it just, as plainly as possible. They're just being well guarded. And the offense is clicking as well. They allowed 35 points from TNT in the first period, Coach Luis.
Well, TNT has defended San Miguel very well. I think with Tautua and Jumar, they're looking to attack Ross right away and going to Tautua. But credit TNT, they've defended the pick and roll, they've gotten a lot of transition points, they've broken down San Miguel, and then their defense has been top-notch.
And the numbers indicated San Miguel shooting only 36.8% from the floor. And because they're not able to move that ball around to find the open guys, the assists have been TNT's
One!
TNT already with 10 assists in this ballgame. At yung San Miguel, tatatlo lamang. And that's also an indication of how
Mana!
TNT's defense has been in timing the execution of San Miguel's defense or offense.
They're making their shots, guys. TNT. I mean, 35 points is a lot. Heading at 15 in the last game. He's got 7 points here in the first.
That 4 points that was first punctuating the kanyang performance right at the buzzer. And then they get first possession in the second quarter. Heading, turkey, once again. 13 puntos now. Baker does it for Jordan Heading.
Heading is going wild. And, this is only his second start in the finals. But he certainly could put up a lot of points here from Young.
Buksan niya, target na naman. Tapos hindi na naman na-control ng white shirts yung board. Instead, San Miguel a fresh 14 for the Beermen.
Heading has been a thorn sa SMB. He's plus 19 here in the first quarter. Only played 6.5 minutes. Shot very well. 4 out of 6 to go with 3 assists.
And Coach Reggie, I'm sure you are aware of the heroics of Jordan Heading. He had 31 points in that Game 5 clincher of TNT over Meralco.
Yes.
In the semifinals.
Sorry to remind you. As we see a drive from CJ Perez to break the silence. It is still 17, however, as Brandon Manuel Walker looks for someone to pass to. Galinato now. Outside to Pugoy. 7 to shoot. RR will try to create. Cindy na malayo. Pasok na.
They're hoisting and they're faking. TNT now up to a 20-point lead.
Look at that. A triple team. And they forced him to travel, but the referee at the baseline, Carlo Vergara, or James Pies rather, says foul on
9 from 3 and 4. 1 4 points. Ito, sa harapan ng mukha ni Junmar. Boy, full of confidence.
was brought to us by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Correct na yan, wala kay Pogoy. Another foul is called.
And think about it, Pagoy did not even play in the first 2 games of the finals. Last time out, he only had 4 points. Pagoy, making his presence felt already with 2 3-point connections.
Kelly Williams is back in action. He scored a 3-pointer in that first period. CJ Perez will step back and miss. And then getting that is Pogoy. He hits the deck. Might have hurt his hamstring again. Henry will take a 3 and miss. And Pogoy is not getting up. And this is what, they were worried about bringing back maybe too soon from the hamstring injury. As he lunged for that ball, the loose ball, something might have happened again.
Yeah, he had a hamstring strain that prevented him from playing the first 2 games of the finals.
Oh wow, they're gonna have to escort him or hold him out, support him to the bench, and that is not a good sign. He has scored 2 3-pointers in this game and was looking good, but you never know when it's those muscle type injuries.
Against another team that might not have the depth. In PNP, they need everybody, and also it's significant, like you said to your point, attorney Charlie, he was doing very well. Let's see what happens there.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. No one's there.
Hamstring.
Hindi naman siya tinamaan ni CJ.
Now, it's that hamstring again. And Geronte in the ball game for the first time.
Jaron has the ball right now.
And now this is the semi-big lineup that I was talking about. Juma Carter is the only big on the floor. Oh, what a shot by Geronte. So you've got Geronte or CJ Perez playing point guard.
They can say somebody in white touched that ball before it went out. But the referees did not see indeed that happen.
Coach Leo is not complaining, so I think he just lost it on his own. But they'll have to see the replay.
6 out of 8 from 3-point land, guys, from TNT at 75%.
Kelly Williams wide open. But he missed the shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot, pero masyado mahina.
Ito makikita natin si CJ Perez ang bababa ng bola. Ito yung maraming adjustment na ginawa ni Coach Leo sa game number 3. Astroneto hits a three.
SSB.
That will be the start. Down to 17. As Nambata will attack. And this would have been a continuation. It didn't go in anyway, but they're given free throws. And Nambata has that penchant of doing that, you know. Thinks his team needs points. He'll attack the basket. If he can draw a foul, he'll go to the line.
You can't rest guys against TNT kasi kahit nakashoot kayo, alam mo tatakbuhin kayo eh. So you can't celebrate after the three. You gotta get guys down, bodies down. Because all of these guys, heading, Nambata, Tana, they can all attack the basket. Even Kelly Williams for a big has the license to dribble down and attack.
Coach Luigi, matanong ko lang sa'yo. Itong semi-big lineup ng San Miguel, si Junmar, the only big on the floor, wala silang natural point guard. But they've got a lot of guys who can play 2, 3, including Jim McNeil, who's going to go to the line. What do you think of this experimental lineup ni Coach Leo that worked wonders late in game number 3?
It's a different look, right? So it's probably a base game if you notice the game and a 30. San Miguel will want to, like, to your point, get the rebounds, look for points of attack with the post. Even Zeron Teng can attack. And these are big guys, Valian and Teng. And it's worked. It's worked. I've seen it in a series. You throw that in, it catches the other team off guard.
We're talking about catching TNT off guard. Yes, Junmar Fajardo, the only big on the floor. They're simply either Mota or Rodney Glorial. Pero siya lang. The only big on the floor. And San Miguel is holding its own.
Yeah, just the two big lineups didn't work for SMB. Ginahin sila offensively. So now they're 4 guards and
Kick out. Now drive si Kevin Ferrer, knocked down the defender. And referee fires immediately, saying that that's a charge from Kevin Ferrer. Jerome Teng getting the charge. And Kevin Ferrer actually hit the shot. Yeah, binagyan niya yung kalaban. Kaya nga sabi niya, sayang naman yun, but he has to head back down on defense now.
But Jeron is known for his offense, but that time he moved laterally and took a hit.
Yeah, he did.
There. That's a quality minutes from him right now if he can help chip away at this big lead of TNT.
And ready, Jeron Teng bringing up the ball. Oh, there's the entry back. Pero natin out ni CJ. Junmar unable to hang on to that rebound. So 18 points ang lamang ng TNT. 9 minutes and 11 pa natitira sa ating first half. Lots of basketball remaining in game number 4. 2-1 ang CST. And for those who just joined us, SMB's up. Kelly. Once again, that middle is wide open for TNT. They're creating that space. They're going to call the foul on CJ Perez as he pushed off on Kevin Ferrer. Yeah, he did. Pangalawa na yan ni CJ. Side court inbound for TNT. Jordan Henry's going to do it. Oh no, it's going to be Nambata right in front of the team here at courtside. Nobody's posting up for TNT. They're moving that ball around the perimeter. Oftana on the move. To Kelly, who'll swing it to Ray. Nambata. Contact. Sabay siya ng bola. Balik na naman sa linya. Si Ray Nambata, who oftentimes makes that his home during games.
He masters it. Really, Charlie, what he does is he hangs the guy in, and once he feels that contact, he's one of the guys in the league that moves his head, right? And any contact he feels, and he's probably one of the most elite that gets to the free throw line.
Tama yun, especially from the guard position. Talking about Ray Nambata, he's averaging 13.3 in these finals. Pretty good shooting from the field, 43 for a guard and 63 from 3, coach. And let's not forget, in the last Philippine Cup finals between these two teams, hindi na nakalaro si Nambata with an injury. So this is a new phase that San Miguel is meeting in the Philippine Conference Philippine Cup finals.
That's right. Aileen, anong balita sa'yo?
Gentleman, bumigay na naman ang hamstring ni RR Pugoy matapos mag-attempt ng steal. In-explain ni Pete Dexter Acero na alangan kasi yung angulo in which he tried to do so, kaya na-overstretch ito. And then he heard a snap. And while RR explained that this is his way of leaving his heart on the floor, he will unfortunately be out for the rest of the game. Further tests will be done to determine his availability for the rest of the season.
Salamat sa report mo, Eileen, and that is horrible news indeed for the TNT side. San Miguel Beer, well, that's a bit of relief because Pugoy had hit 2 threes already when he went out. Here's heading, but you never wish injuries on anybody.
Of course, of course.
Foul as well, because he got a bit of a bump there, and he's talking to referee Baez, Gara, and now Aaron comes out to calm him down, but that lead is growing. 20 na rin, blackjack na. Ang naman, 8:02 to go.
Your pizza.
Price check or eyes check? Go to EO Executive Optical for an expert eye care, state-of-the-art facilities, affordable eyewear. Order more! EO Executive Optical of your eyes. Tara sa masayang tanghalian, kasama ang Tabakansa. Bulaga dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy.
Let's go back in time, 2023 Governors Cup. Nagkampiyon ang TNT down 2-1 versus Ginebra. 1-3 straight to get that title. Kita naman natin yon. So, pwede naman. Down ka na ng 1-2. Pwede ka pang bumawi, diba? Bumalik. At makuha ang kampyonato. The Jolas led them to that one. RHC, of course.
Yeah.
First championship ni Pogo yata yun. Second na yun. Kasi nanalo nga sila sa second bubble. So, 2023, 2015, 2003, down 0-2, down 1-2, then nanalo pa. So, they've been that before. And of course, the way it's looking now, they believe they can do it again.
They can do it, but against San Miguel, tandaan natin, since 2017, 2019, 22, 25, San Miguel has beaten TNT 4 times, 4-2. So, they've done it against other teams, but this San Miguel team is good. And there's always a first time.
I like how you say the San Miguel team is good. You know, yep, you got it. You know, when they lost their first 2 games this conference, some people say, "Ano problema ng San Miguel?" Then they won 9 straight.
It's one thing to have a deep team. It doesn't guarantee you that you'll be dominant. But Coach Leo has done a good job of continuing the process from last conference.
And look at the way the pressure defense ng TNT delayed the action of SNB. By the time they're looking to pass the ball to Juma, with just 7 seconds left.
Then Don Troliano decides that he's gonna score. Chance for a 3-point play mula kay Don Troliano.
Diyan natin nakikita yung depth ng San Miguel. In that sequence, hindi man nakahawak ng bola si JMS. But with 7 seconds to go, San Miguel was still able to manufacture a shot from Don Troliano. Got himself a bonus, and he will be at the line.
You know, Don Troliano, a lot of players, when you ask the players who's dangerous, or whatever team he's on, they say Don Troliano. They know how good this guy really is.
And using him at the 4. Kasi nga mas mobile in San Miguel, right? Off pick and rolls, if you have 2 bigs. Kaya si Brondian, I consider him a big. Si Troliano plays like a guard.
Now at the move, atake ang TNT. Calvin Octana naman, nakabingwit ang foul sa play na yun.
And so aggressive, going strong to the hole. TNT. And Coach Leo Oscar still sticking to that semi-big lineup. Coach Luigi, Jumar Paharot, the only big guy on the floor. And Jerome Tegui Sinigapa Massacre is now got those 4 guys who are very versatile. They can play 1, 2, 3, and even 4. You know, you create a lot of options on offense. Might get bit difficult, especially if TNT is still playing its bigs. BGR and Kelly Williams are playing together at this point.
So you TNT
Wala.
is shooting fantastic right now percentage-wise because of their defense,
Wala lang.
their defense, because of their moving from defense to offense. They're very, very quick.
Kaya na naman yung mga tapit.
Ano kaya? Baboy.
17 on the shot clock.
Marshall, wala na din natin ng point guard. Playing with the 4% again.
Jericho against Simon and Cecil. He recognizes that, and so he attacks. That's going to foul against Simon and Cecil. And free throws for Jericho.
That's a ferocious move. Coming from Jericho Cruz. Grabe yun. You know that he wanted to make that shot.
Matchup doon si Jericho, dating TNT player. Si Simon naman, dating San Miguel player.
So sobrang pressure sa TNT. So San Miguel doesn't have enough time to run play. And if you notice now, it's really just Tumar where they're looking for points of attack of kickouts. Deng through, Trollado through, now si Cruz naman as that guy on their screens. Malaking bagay for TNT at napakasakit na you don't want to see a player like that. You want to see both teams playing healthy.
Full strength,
Full
diba?
strength.
Yeah.
Full strength.
So unfortunately, you guys just joined us now. Na-report na ni Eileen Shi kanina. Out for the game, si Bogoy, and well, depends on what the results are of the testing. Might be out even longer than the day. So we wish him well. But Simon and Jericho. Nakatuwa nga. Great ng bata in the paint. That's what you love about him. He's a guard who has that weight to be 6'10".
Well, at least kahit wala si Pogoy, sinasabi mo, healthy na bata. And ang bata is playing a really good game right now.
Shot. A three-point drop in for Andreas Cahill, who just entered the game a couple of plays ago.
And just one attempt for San Miguel here. Nabata, that's from the outside.
Rolled off the rim. Here come the red shirt, CJ Perez. Gathered himself and then lost his footing. Able to pick it up. They go to Junmar. Cahill will hand it off to Show. Show for three. Off as well. And off down on the board.
So they went under the screen of Marshall. You never go under the screen with that.
Tama.
One of the best shooters ever.
Kelly thought about the three, but Cahill was there. Nambata gets a bump. Gets it to Enciso with 7 to shoot. Simon will try to create. Wanted to punch into DCR, but the ball was taken away. Cruz right into Enciso,
And they're going to call a charge.
Yeah, it is a charge on Jericho Cruz.
And Diesel standing his ground.
Great ball.
And a bit of extra.
Cruz is playing.
Adamant on the ball. Charge.
Very clear, no?
Charge.
Cruz is just so physical in the way he's playing. On both ends.
He's a power guard.
Ito, pakita natin.
Power guard yan. Baba kasi. Hindi yun nagkakasya. And you know, emotions have been running high since the last ball game. Remember, there were a bit of conflict going on between BGR and JMF and some other players, and even coach and player.
In a heated game like this, you want gladiators, you want warriors, right? How bad do you want it to get?
No friends in the finals, they say. Another three, yet another three na yan. Shot na friends na yato. O wala. Para sa TNT.
It's about 70%. And they're 1 out of 1 from 4 points.
Take it away.
Nambata to Taylor. Gives it over to Montana. Here's another one. That's what it is. That's it. 8 triples now. Scored by TNT. And they're trying for Surf. As they've already notched 55 points. And there's still 5 minutes left. Off in the second quarter. They've almost
Up to the 28.
Credit Rotter for finding Octana and credit Nambata going deep and finding him in the corner. Bigayan.
And Octana with that confidence to bring it further out for another 3-pointer.
That's team basketball.
This program is brought to you by Arena Plus, official partner of the PBA.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries. Every great athlete wins with control. Always have a game plan.
Nasa second quarter po tayo ng ating laban. 5:09 na natitira. Down ng SMB, 55-28. But before the game, prior to tip-off, JMF gets another best player of the conference.
May minatamis kayo.
Alam mo,
Wala.
hindi nakasa yung mga
Walang ulam.
Unless talagang malaking mansyon na sa dami ng kanyang mga awards. 9 MVP trophies, well 8 na lang kasi in-option na yung isa.
Well done, Jumar. But, you know, minsan nangyayari, pag nananalo yung best player of the conference sa team, I've noticed this, yung kabilang team mas nainganyo, mas namomotivate siya. And Jumar hasn't scored today. And you have to give credit to PNP's defense.
Remember, he took the first attempt of the game. It was in and out. It rattled out. And that was it.
Yeah.
And Goodman Fajardo, very rarely do you see him go scoreless this deep into a game. But the pressure, I think PNP well prepared to defend Goodman Fajardo. And as a team, San Miguel shooting only 34.5% from the field compared to PNP's 64.3%.
Wow. That's crazy percentage right there.
Maintindihan ko yung first quarter. They were trying to look for Taudua. But when Taudua's out, Jumar's the point of attack. And he still has not been able to score.
Well, he has not been the point of attack. But there they go.
Yeah.
And there is the first basket of Junmar in this game. So they're probably talking about the same thing we were. During the
Nice play to let him set a screen and roll.
Oh, there's a
that's the ninth
three-point connection in PNP.
Another layup inside. Reyes Cahile gets his first two as well.
Well, they're trading 3s to 2s. Right? 3s to 2s. San Miguel likes the free throw, likes inside. Covendex is attacking and they're kicking, attacking and kicking.
But San Miguel is now getting Junmar his touches. Kanina, nakita natin, he attacked from the outside, didn't post out, 3 points, and then made an assist.
That goes up in his face because he forced that one out. Another ball for a loose ball foul. Not of course asking for a foul. Felt he was bumped a couple of times on the approach.
And still a mammoth 26-point lead. Enjoyed by PNP.
Ito na, pinapasok si Cahile, even Rosales has come in. Very easy, these guys see minutes. And they're trying different, you know, Coach Ray is trying to find some energy, some spark. And Jumar gets his third point.
Pero kung ikaw TNT, diba? Hindi ka kampante at all because you know that Coach Luigi, SMB has the firepower. They can shoot 60 plus in that second half, diba? And knock you down, so and turn things around.
Another two for Junmar Fajardo. Biggest lead. And TNT was 28. Now it's 25.
Kelly, lefty layup, no go. So mula sa San Miguel, if they can score, it's gonna help. Perez inside to Junmar, tipped out of bounds by Octana. So now TNT has a chance to set up its defense.
And credit the team defense. Alin si Kelly off the drive, he pointed, Octana helped him out. So they're sharp, but their transition defense is not allowed. Coach Chon's also been rotating a lot his bench. Fresh legs all the time. Grosser, Galinato, the bigs.
CJ, off one leg. Masyado malakas, mabandang tira niya. Ito na naman ang TNT. Gustong dagran ang kanilang 25-point lead. Nang bata ito sa paint. And draws another foul. Free throw line.
Brandon Baka just turned 32 years old yesterday, by the way.
He doesn't look
Related. Happy birthday.
Ano ba?
But yung smart, pistol, the way he attacks, the way he gets guys off balance, the way he lunges in, very crafty.
The 90% shooter in the
Kain
finals.
na isa.
Mga quarter scoring.
Dali na kay Ipan Sabaw.
First quarter, you know, There's always been a team that scores
Balik
in
na?
the first quarter. And all
Busog
three
ka?
games so far.
Ha?
The winning team.
Uy.
PSG won game 1. Bigyan won game
Bala
2
ka
by
dyan.
winning that first quarter.
So Healy gets that miss off the second free throw. So only 1 out of 2, 26-point lead behind the back to Taltua is Rosales. Taltua moves up. Layup is good. Big Mo is another inside person.
Doing my part of sitting down, it's no time to his turn.
Simon
To play big for San Miguel.
Pahilig pa si Simon dito din. Si Simon now goes to Beninato Jr. Ito na naman si Ray. And he was smart. He did throw the foul, which is what he wanted to do. But he got the basket anyway.
When he's playing against Chris Rosales, who hasn't had much playing time in the finals. So he's going up against Rosales as quickly as he can.
Nowhere to go. CJ now, face to face.
That's the matchup, and Caesar versus CJ. CJ forced to give up the pass.
Tahimik fading away.
It's a wild shot.
Has to take it.
Yeah, DNT's defense has been extremely stingy.
Oh, a three from Lampata. That's a miss.
They like the space. PSG likes the space. Getting as many shots as possible early.
CJ around the defender, some contact. Oh, whistle, tuloy-tuloy ang action. And CJ cannot understand why. Coach Leo is giving on the other end. Oftana will step back. Now we can see, so we've got under 2 minutes to go in our first half, which has been TNT's domain.
I'll tell you what, with that referees allowing the players to play without making too many goals, it's going to even be more physical. There will be a lot more contact that you can expect in the second half of this game.
Tahimik a three. Let's go. Really needed that basket.
You know, San Miguel has not been able to dissect the penetrate of TNT. TNT has kept guys in front.
Look at that pass of that.
Step away. Lost the ball. Nagkakataon niya hindi makakabit dito. Marshall from three. Oh, miss.
When he rolls the dice that time, wait for the home run.
Lead down to 23. Puts 28 already. Nabatak in the paint again. Kicks it out to Glenn. 10 on the clock. Spin, jumper, short. Galinado underneath. And Glenn is going to say that was a pass.
What a point for Galinado. And they get another point for so many different people.
A quick move. Going that left side. And Chris gets his first two as well. So some of the shot groupers contributing. Chris Rosales. But it's really a big lead still because TNT has worked hard and knocked down those three. So 23 points at this point.
Tumatagundong ang mga dami. Tumatagos ang mga at lumulupit ang mga laban. Ang mga pinakamatinding players sa mundo. Dito, nagpapakita ang gilas. Kung basketball na pang world class ang hanap mo, tutok na sa 2025-2026 NBA season. Catch it on NBA TV Philippines. RPTV and Pilipinas Live app.
Now we were talking about Kelly Williams prior to this game. You know, Jim, tayo na-cover ng game number 1. Best player of the game ang si Kelly Williams din. But then since then, bumagsak ang kanyang production. Pero makatauli na yun.
For Kelly Williams in the finals, he's actually hitting only 45.5% from the line and 14.3% from three-point distance. And what a big shake, what a big drop for Kelly Williams here in the finals. Ito naman ang three-point shooting. And TNT running with 9 connections in this contest against San Miguel's 4.
Just impeccable shooting from three-point land. You know, that's a +5. and makes such accuracy. And the timing of their threes, Coach Luis.
But I think the quickness in way they're executing. They're coming down, miss or make by San Miguel. Tinatakbuhan nila. They're really attacking and running their DHOs very well. You know, Kelly Williams played 8 points, 2 rebounds, but I can't forget, right when I came in, nakita ko siya eh. Some of the guys are, you know, people are like trying to take pictures. He had his scowl, he was looking down, he walked straight. Iba yung face ni Kelly for
Game face on.
Game face on.
That's how they're all playing as a team. Yeah, nakahawak sila lahat kay Kelly Williams.
I think the intensity level of TNT has really gone up several notches in this game.
You know, parang minesure ni Oftana yung defender. Turns around, sabi niya, gusto maliit sa akin to. Then takes the J.
Two players from TNT have scored in double digits. Done for San Miguel. And talking about the defense, bulldozing move of Hometown Bill. He will be like twice, 2 blocks. He got twice.
Galinato holding his own.
And, you know, just talking about the defense of TNT, and also how their pressure defense has forced turnovers. They are now leading the department of turnover points 18-4.
CJ off balance. And Coputin grabs up as time expires on this first half of action, which TNT, shall we say, dominated. 65-40 ang ating score. Ang dapat player of the halftime, it is the guy who got it all started in that first quarter, Jordan Henning. This is brought to us by Divan. Enjoy unforgettable TV Babat moments with your family, only with Divan.
Exceptional 6.5 minutes in the first quarter. He already had 7. He ended with 13, but he got this team started. Just the willingness to play B and then the poise to go to the basket and make the score point.
That's unbelievable. Medical shot coming from Jordan Henning. And yes, he has finished the half with 13 points. And Lambatak with 11 points. Oftana with 15. 3 players in double figures for TNT at this stage.
Stars. Naman mga opera. Hindi pa tayo dito. Kahit ang imagination mo, sasama.
Hindi na sila lahat.
Kahit sa Cine 5, araw-araw may kasabay ka. Dito yan sa RPTV. Makipagkwentuhan para maligaya ang umaga sa Morning Kapatid dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Tulungan ang masigasing na tambalan sa umaga. Alam niyo po kami, nangyari, walang tips. Ted Filon at DJ Chacha dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Publiko serbisyo hatid sa inyo ng
Wanted sa radyo, live tayo ngayon sa Rapid Tulfo in Action, mabilis na pagsuporta at saka aksyon.
Tutulong din po kami.
Wanted sa radyo dito lang sa RPTV para sa Pinoy. Tumatagundong ang mga drama. Tumatagos ang mga tres. At lumulupit ang mga laban. Ang mga pinakamatinding player sa mundo. Dito, nagpapakitang gilas. Kung basketball na pang world class ang hanap mo, tutok na sa 2025-2026 NBA season. Catch it on NBA TV Philippines, One Sports, RPTV, and Pilipinas Live app. Tara sa masayang tanghalian, kasama ang kapakansa. Mula dito sa RPTV para sa Pinoy.
Kupunan. Ito, hindi daw ito disparity in perimeter points, 33 for TNT and 22 for SB. Pero they want to address the 15 fast break points with better shot selection as it ties in with their agenda of increasing their field goal percentage, which was at 37% in the first.
Salamat sa report mo, Eileen. Free throws si Junmar and they force another miss without the TNT. So, you know, there's only one way to crawl back in a game, and it's slowly. And there's a lot of time to do that.
And they got it actually a couple of stops. So maganda to sa panic and SMB.
Oh, the miss, he gets it back. Junmar, he's thwarted by that defense. Kelly and Brandon holding their ground. It's a suffocating defense.
TNT.
They just smother him every time. Nambata, the kick to the corner, upstairs to Kelly. He'll take the three and then drive. And unable to complete that one. Control down on the other side. The spin, the kick to Bo. He loses it in the air. Up ahead to Calvin. He sees Nambata on the right, but instead finishes on the break.
What action we're watching here on both ends of the floor.
Solid TNT front line holding their own against Junmar and Bo.
Yeah.
And kanina, Kenny Williams very uncharacteristically missing that dunk. Here's Mo Tautua.
And then they got ball. Yeah, that's a bump on BGR.
San Miguel now going to their bigs. Ito makita natin kung ano nangyari.
Then he
missed.
a couple of times. Defensive stop yan natin sa atin ng Pirates. Seriado ang bubong. Ano ba?
Ito naman yung miss. Duck shot kay Kenny Williams.
Yan, walang defensive stop yun. Hindi na sa akin pumasok.
He had made that. He would have also been in double figures for TNT.
CJ on the move. Bitin ang kanyang tira. Here's Calvin Oftana running. The white shirts have the numbers. And Calvin says, all we needed was me.
They're pushing the ball. They're pushing the ball back.
More fast break points and CJ Perez trying to do things on his own.
Another turnover.
Losing the possession.
Sloppy play by SMB.
By the way, fast break points 15-2 in favor of TNT in the first half. And more fast break points now for TNT here in the second half.
And they were going to Junmar a couple of times. He went to the line twice already here. But then TNT doing the right things so far to expand that lead. Hand off to Trollano. Goes behind his back. And then in defense ni Kelly. O bakit Junmar? Nakabantay. Trollano now on the move. Left layup is good.
So tough to stop. And that's also because TNT's defense was focused on Junmar. And that's why Junmar makes his teammates look so much better. He attracts the defense and leaves teammates open for incursions like what happened kanina naman.
Nabalik kay Oftana ang bola. Trollano trying to check him. Bit of a double and then he releases. Jumper, mid-range. One drop. Red shirts get it. Chance comes closer. Trollano now bouncing. Oh, risky pass. Taken away. They've got numbers and Junmar is just joining the scene right now.
Turnovers are hurting.
San Miguel.
Yeah.
Maganda sana yung idea ni Don Trollano to find Junmar, but bounce. Normally you might want to throw the lob because Junmar was ahead.
Every possession counts. Here's Kenny Williams with the outside shot. Wala.
Oh, good box out against Galinato. Nakuha niya ng red shirts. 25-point lead pa rin yan. Already, you know, I think in this period alone, San Miguel has 3 or 4 turnovers. Almost another one, but they recover. Bo, CJ open. Short.
CJ Perez has been finding blanks. He's got 3 personal fouls as well.
Jordan Herring facing Junmar Fajardo na bumitaw na. Balik na si Ross sa kanya. Oh! And Ross checking Kelly Williams. And we did say,
Really went after Kelly.
and we did say, this game is going to be even more physical before it ends.
Paul Eram coming in for the first time in this game.
Another player who has not seen action for TNT is Gio Halalon. Although Halalon is very active there on the sideline.
Oh, yes.
Well, Kelly had to be sub, but think about this, guys. To your point, Lito, you said this. Back-to-back days off. So, pressure Kelly Williams. The last first 3 games was Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
This program is brought to you by Arena Plus, official partner of the PDA.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries. Every great athlete wins with control. Always have a game plan.
Well, TNT still doing more of the same dito sa ating third quarter so far. The lead still 25. So hindi pa natatapisan ng San Miguel Beer ang kalamangan at the half. And the guy leading the charge, Calvin Octavio.
Solid game by Calvin kahit dito sa second half. Umiinit pa rin.
21 points
Calvin,
now.
yeah.
And Calvin is the only player from TNT who has scored in the third period.
High percentage of Tana doing it all over the court. Threes, layups, mid-range, post-up. That's why he's captain of Tana.
There's Coach Chuck, Coach Josh, and all the coaches of TNT just probably asking their guys, just keep it up.
Yeah, keep it up because if this gets close, alam naman natin ang kakayahan ng San Miguel. You know, San Miguel's energy has been there in this third quarter. They're making some of their twos, but they're not connected from the outside. Minsan kailangan mo ng 1 or 2 guys to get hot and make those threes to open it up even more for Jumar.
And guys, you remember, as we were starting this game, napagit natin how important it is for Tana to get these rebounds.
Yeah.
There only 1 rebound in game number 2, and then 5 rebounds in game number 3. Ngayon, meron na siyang 6. And Season joining the 3-point barrage.
No, pati siya nakahirip na rin. He's a strict shooter kind of guy, so you better watch him. Calvin wants another!
And he gets it to go! This is now what you call a blitzkrieg.
Ang laki ng
Ano kailangan natin?
for TNT.
Tayo.
Correct.
The way it's looking, San Miguel Beer in a bind. It looks like, this early, we might even be able to say that it's going to be a tight series. And wow, Game 5 is going to be super exciting as you see this three-point
Back-to-back
connection.
threes yan, ha? Hatid sa atin ng Arena Plus Sports book from TNT. So that's a 31-point lead, and JMF nagnintis sa kanyang unang attempt mula sa line. So as the percentages of TNT stay the same or even go up, itong SMP bumabagsak. And may kwento para sa atin si Aileen.
Gentlemen, 13th best player of the conference na ito ni Junmar Fajardo, and truly greatness never ends for him. Ika nga ni Junmar, nakatulong ang pag-isip na he's starting from a clean slate every conference at nawala pa siyang napapatunayan, even though in reality we all know it's actually the opposite. So humility goes a long way because with this award, napaulit-ulit na hina-highlight ni Junmar ay yung pagtulong sa kanya ng kanyang teammates. Ika nga niya, binuhat nila ako, lalo na nung struggle ako sa semi. So I may be the focal point of SMG, pero hindi ito posible without a team that is as supportive as mine. Sa inyo.
Pero naman lagi si Junmar, he always credits, he deflects the credit, and then he says it's my teammate to make me better, etc., etc. But you know, Junmar, you are quite a player.
He's such a humble guy. Down to earth.
Down to earth.
You can't ask anything more. He's a simple guy. He's probably the greatest player ever to play the game in the PBA.
Kaya yung hinahanap ko din, pumasok na sa game si Gio Halalon for his first action sa game number 4.
And you're going to expect even more backcourt as Enciso. Taking it again.
What did I say?
Making it again.
What did I say? Strict super guy. There you go.
Sa init ng TNT, San Miguel was not really connected from three. Who's against three? Sa game na to. Mainit. Look at that selfishness. They're just pushing, passing, finding the open guys, and they're all connecting itong TNT team.
My ever best meal, the one we prepare together.
Everest refrigerators. Everbest from Everest.
My ever best partner in the world is you, babe.
Everest washing machine. Everbest from Everest. Everest appliances. Health, wellness, energy saving.
Mas intense ang mga laro at mas tumitindi ang mga highlights. The biggest basketball stars in the world are here. The best, the 2025-2026 NBA season of these platforms. Bumalik tayo sa recent Philippine Cup since 2021. TNT Tropang Giga, pangalan ko, nakapit sila yan sa Bacolor Bumble. Yan ang unang kampyonato ni RR Bogo. And then in 2022, the Beermen got it again. And they've had a lot in the past 10 years of these Philippine Cups. Did the Beermen. In 2024, the Meralco Bulls won the first franchise championship, getting the Philippine Cup, led by a fellow who's seated beside us right now. His name's Luigi Trillo, and he got that crown. And then San Miguel got it again just last conference, actually, defeating the TNT team that was on its way to a Grand Slam, but fell short. And there he is, in the middle, between Coach Leo, Coach Chuck, there's Coach Luigi. Give us a smile, Coach. Give us a smile.
I'd like to say that was also Coach Nen and their whole staff. It's not just me. So it was a great combination of the minds. So I'm proud to be part of our staff.
And it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with Coach Luigi.
Right.
As we're learning a lot of things from his insights about this game.
Coach Luigi was wondering bakit nakatutok yung camera sa kanya.
Oo.
Diba? Yun yung dahilan.
Akala ko sa atin eh.
Oo nga. Sa kanya na, hindi tayo masama. And then Junmar, another inside incursion for Junmar Fajardo. And if you're TNT, you'll allow that from time to time.
But guys, there's 4.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. San Miguel has yet to reach 50 points. Can you imagine the kind of defense that TNT is playing?
Yeah, well, the last time, like you said, it's a rarity.
Junmar, he's out of his range right there. So nailabas siya. Dipoy Era. Jericho Cruz will lean in for the shot and get it to go. Back-to-back hooks para sa SMB. The lead is 31.
And you don't back off defending Jericho Cruz. You have to play as physical as he is.
The bounce inside to Halalon, and then he lost it and Ciso couldn't control. And that's a turnover. So TNT, you're up by 31, but you can't become careless here. Lots of time remaining.
And I think this is a thing by Coach Chon right now. He's using some fresh legs to prepare for the next game. Like if you look at Halalon, Era, Kubutin, if they can hold their own, that's going to preserve his starters for the next game.
And remember, questionable na ang pagka-appear ni RR Bogoy in the next ballgame because of the earlier injury or recurrence of the injury na nangyari nung first half.
And that's another turnover against SMB, and that's because of TNT's top defense. And you remember that in TNT's only victory here in the finals, they held San Miguel to 91 points. But in their two losses, San Miguel averaged 103 points. Kinaanak ng diferensya. For TNT, they need to hold San Miguel to less than 90 points.
They're only at 50 now.
Oh! He's unconscious right now. He's just throwing it up from any angle.
How many times have you turned close to 30 looking at that? Because actually this stat is probably unbelievable. The way they're defending and they're making their shots.
And look at the way they blitz.
Yeah.
That pick and roll. And they were able to get that steal because it was not a good strong pass para kay Junmar. Here's a steal here by Kahili. Rojano is gonna score.
Yeah, he got rid of Cobutin. Pinagpak niya si Cobutin doon para sa fast break layup, which they haven't had many of.
Still a 32-point lead here enjoyed by TNT.
27 puntos na para kay Calvin Ostana.
That's an unbelievable showing by Calvin. This is a new high for him in this final series. And he continues to try to score.
Against top defenders at that.
That's right, they're challenging him too.
Trollano and earlier Marshall.
Jericho Cruz, he's been quiet. Can't take the shot, but this defense was right there. Robbie will get it from the turn. Beat it down to 30. It was 35. And Zizo, kick to Calvin again. Not that time. Up ahead to Don P. Cobutin will challenge. Let's swat it away. Oh no! Don just lost it.
The whole bench of San Miguel is up in arms, so
Don Rojano is still down on the floor. Now he picks himself up.
He's not complaining though. Si Don Trollano, the bench is kind of complaining. But he's not.
There's action all over.
Akala mo natapit palabas eh.
Oo.
Akala ko hindi.
pero umusok si Cobutin. So, you know, there wasn't real contact.
But I thought the referees had a good angle and they were convinced that they made the right call.
Oh, it hit the leg of Poyera. He's probably going to pick it up. He thought it was going to be their fault, so it's back to SMP.
Look at this pressure defense. Simon, or rather by Gio Malalo.
That's the only kind of defense he knows.
Gio Malalo. And when you have Malalo and Cizo playing together, you can expect that kind of defense. That's what they call carving space. Using that elbow just to make room.
He likes that matchup against Poyera.
Great anti-pass as well. That's a foul. That's heading off balance after the bump. They're going to reinsert Reyna Bata into the fray. Garinato Jr. as well. Here's that carving space. Chicken wing.
Nice choice of words. Chicken wing.
Slicing through that defense.
And scoring.
That was too deep.
Too big, too strong.
That's a penalty situation now of San Miguel. That's because of our new rule. The last 2 minutes of every quarter.
And Henry Garinato Jr. joins the scoring party as well.
Just amazing.
Got 6.
You know, we keep on talking about the threes and the layups, but the way TNT is sharing the basketball, they're really breaking down the defense of SMB.
And the hard show by Galinato.
Oh, another one. That pass was telegraphed.
There's so many turnovers hurting San Miguel.
Ang dami nga.
And capitalizing is TNT.
I'd like to see the number of turnovers in this quarter alone.
So TNT's winning this quarter again. They won it 35 to 18, 30 to 22. Sama.
Gio overshoots the 3. JMF another board. They might enter the fourth quarter with maybe a high 20-point lead. Might be enough of a cushion to finish this entire series, but Don Trollano goes to go. He'll take a 4. And there you go! He got that 4! He got 1 point shot.
Kailangan nila yan. Finally, outside shot for SMB.
That's right. Di masyado talaga, no?
All of a sudden, that lead is down to 26. And it was biggest at 35. 33.
Mabot na 35.
Mabot to 35.
And the thing is, that's how dangerous we think San Miguel. We know San Miguel to be, because we're saying it's only 26, but ayaw makapulin na San Miguel yan.
We've got a whole quarter to play.
And now it's San Miguel ball again. With 3.6, baka makahirin pa the way Jordan Henning did in that first quarter.
You just a mindset. You want to win the quarter and win the fourth, right? Because you may not win this, but you want that mindset where you're playing better, and you're playing better than the last quarter.
87 to 61, that's a 26-point lead with 1 quarter to go.
This program is brought to you by Pioneer Elasticity.
Taon-taon, marami sa amin ang nabibiktima. Akala namin, hindi kami madadali. Libo-libo kaming tinatamaan. Hindi kami nakapaghanda.
Ganyan kapag may tulo, ang bubong. Pag pumasok ang tubig sa loob, lahat apektado. Ayusin ang bubong with Pioneer Elasticity. Selyado ang bubong.
Nakakalapas lang 3 quarter sa ating game number 4. Isa na lang ang natitira rito. Napakalaki ng lamang ng TNT 87-61. Ano ba nangyayari? That first quarter scoring run really set the tone. There was a 13-0 run. Kaya naman bumuka ng konti yung score at hindi na lumingon itong TNT. Iniwanan ang San Miguel at the whole time San Miguel Bears trying to play catch-up. If you look at the different categories, we have perimeter points, and TNT has lorded over there, plus 25 sa perimeter points on the strength of a bunch of 3-pointers, and even a 4 mula kay Jordan Heading off the glass to end that first quarter. And then sa fast break points, tumatakbo rin itong TNT. Sila pa rin ang nagdodomina sa kategorya niya. 22-4, 18 ang plus nila dyan. Or they'll set it up and hit a 3 in the half court.
That's what telling stat of the way each team plays. San Miguel likes the half court game. TNT likes to push. At no inch, no quarter given here by TNT. Kada shoot ng San Miguel or kada turnover ng San Miguel, may sagot ng TNT.
Low scoring nga din yung third quarter kung titignan mo 22-21 na. Pero lamang pa rin ang TNT.
And that's because of Calvin Octano with 27 points. And yes, San Miguel clawed back in the third period, almost matching the point total of the TNT, just losing by 1. But they've got a big mountain to climb. But if there's a team that's capable of coming back from big deficits, it's San Miguel because of its deep bench and also because of one man, just that best player in the conference.
Well, he's got a lot more guys who can cause damage as well. CJ is there, you know, and Don Torulano, even Wami Johnson if he gets going. The bounce and the easy basket to start the fourth. Mula kay Junmar.
No time going straight to Junmar.
Yeah.
Why not?
And he's picking up the points. He's got 14 points now.
24 na lang yan, ha? 35 kanina yan. Heading into the layup. Oh, but it's completed. But look, it's right bata. Foul. And he'll go to the line para madalawang free throws. Again, he's probably his 9th or 10th attempt already at the free throw line.
And Jordan Henning, by the way, missing that shot. He did not score in the third period.
Oh, he wants a review. Oh, Nambata was asking. Because he felt he was fair, I think. So referee Bing Oliva will do that. And referee Peter Balaw as well. And nakuha na, no? Nakuha na ng San Miguel ang bola. But then Ray Nambata out of nowhere and just gets it right back. So ibang level of intensity ang pinakikita ng TNT rito. Coach Luigi, you've said it time and again that, you know, TNT seems to be in such great condition and they really prepared game faces on when they came to Moa Arena today. And they're showing it on the court.
Well, they also know what's at stake, guys. You know, if TNT loses this, they'll be in a 1-3 hole.
Yes, yes.
You don't want to be in a 1-3 hole. That means to win the championship, they have to beat San Miguel 3 in a row.
Oh, they do deem it. A flagrant.
Flagrant penalty.
Big action, contact, sabi ng ating venue announcer.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing of that you can review, right? At least they can see those things.
And you can upgrade it.
I think to your point, gentlemen, I think yung magandang ginawa ng TNT here was they started out the first quarter well. The adjustment was having a backup start. Bogoy contributed before getting into the injury. And then no turning back. Every quarter, you just feel the frantic energy of TNT. That it feels like every possession is like the last possession. Ang hirap maka-score for SMB. In fact, attorney the Dean pointed out, when have you seen San Miguel at 60 points?
Yeah.
Normally they're known to score. And they're only at 60 today, so we know they're capable, but credit rin sa depensa ng TNT.
That pressure defense from the backcourt has paid dividends for TNT. Although this game is not over yet.
Yeah.
Here's an outside shot. And another connection from the outside. Pumutin, pangalawa na yan. From 3-point distance.
Corner shots have been killing SMB. TNT always finding those corner guys.
Well, put ang signal ng TNT.
Yeah, it's also because they've been able to spread the floor.
Wami tries to lose the bata, flips it up with one hand, hits the deck, Junmar offensive board, power up, and gets it to drop.
Makayo dito si Junmar. He's got 16 points. That is his average for the conference.
That's a 27-point lead still para sa TNT. Nambata didn't force it. It's in season now with 5 to shoot. He'll take another 3. It won't go, and Junmar grabbed that rebound. San Miguel needs to hurry dahil kahit 10 minutes pa yan, ang laki ng lamang. So they need to start finding up points. They make the stop, and they put a 3 in.
Tahili providing quality minutes. That's his second three-pointer.
That's right.
In the game. A total of 8 para sa kanya.
Mabasa 24 ang lamang ng TNT. Heading, sasaksak na naman. Sabay tira, pag yung narinig niya yung dito, so you go to the line for 2, and where it goes, Wiley.
Gentlemen, it has been the thread in this series na kung sino nagkaroon ng good start, siya rin ang makaka-close ng laro with a victory. Kaya naman determinado ang Pyramid baguhin ang trend na to. In the Diaz World Coach, they wanted to keep things simple. Priority is to score in the paint with a good steal under the basket. Second action na daw ang 3-point shooting. While after goals, he wants good execution on a high-low so the Pyramid can score from the top of the key. Thanks sa inyo.
So yun yung mga strategy na gusto nilang gawin, although they are pressed for time to execute that at this point.
And you see the change of lineup by Coach Leo. New faces, Rosales, Chongson, and Kahili. Not your normal faces. It's only Perez and Jumar here for SMB at the fourth.
And Coach Reyes, pinigurado dito. He brings back Calvin Octana.
Trying to get free was Rosales, had to pick up his dribble. Now he's in trouble. And it's a tight game at that corner. CJ forcing his way up and draws a foul. And you know, we keep talking about how they've limited Junmar Fajardo for the most part. But they've also limited this guy who's at the line right now. What a game he had last night to win it with a 4 and a 3. But this hasn't been the usual swooping and flying CJ Perez.
It felt kasi parang yung last game, guys, to me, parang nanalo na yung Tokatex, they were up by 2. And then out of the blue, CJ just hit 7 points. Tough shots. It's like they won the game, right? So, itong TNT naman, they started out very well in this half. Really locked in. Very uncharacteristic of SMB. Ito game 3, si Mo was 12, 14 points. He had already 12 early in that first quarter. And it's not, you know, I'm saying it's not only Junmar and Perez. Even Mo has struggled, right? The usual suspects of San Miguel, the 6 guys who had double digits in that winning game 3, have not had the same impact in this game.
Yeah, grabe talaga yung mga series, especially the best of 7, how things change from game to game. And you've been there before, Coach Luigi. How you have to change it up. Whatever your strategy was at the start of the series, will change midway, or can change midway.
Doesn't mean one pick and roll that you run your defense will work the same way again.
Now SMB also applying its own version of a pressure defense to the backcourt. And another foul given up by SMB. And there's a reason for bakit si Chongson is in the game with Rosales. They're providing that kind of pressure that Coach Leo wants all the way to the backcourt. But dito nakawala si Henning. 5 seconds to go to shot clock and he will be at the line. This is an opportunity, guys, to also thank Father Paul Hermano, head of social services of the National Shrine of St. Padre Pio in Santo Tomas, Batangas, and OIC for security canal. And they received our visit just yesterday, and when we gave our donations for the Philippine Star Sports Section's Pascosa Enero annual contest. I want to thank also Coach Luigi for his support to our contest for Meralco.
Kahili will try again, and that's short. Another thing we haven't talked about that much yet in this game is the way the White Shirts are going for those rebounds, even the guards.
Well, we're saying how important it is to have control of the boards. And for TNT, it's a matter of creating more possessions, be able to dictate the pace, which they've been able to do, and also get good position for second chance points. Those are the three P's. Position, possessions, and pace.
Good details in what you said.
And Ciso brings it to the left and then to the middle, to the corner now. Pupuntin lets it fly. And he misses. Maumo Tautua. Up ahead to Chris. Chris into the paint, gets the foul. And then he'll do a nambatak type and hoist it up. So he'll get 2 free throws.
Big stat in this game to underscore TNT's defense is the number of turnovers they've been able to force. SMB 2, and right now SMB 19 turnovers against 9 for TNT. And the points of turnovers 29-8.
We'd like also to point out, the number of viewers we've been having in the first 3 games, and I guess tonight as well. The fans are really engaged, and look at that, millions of viewers watching our games 1, 2, and 3. So maraming salamat sa inyo lahat, and keep supporting the PBA and watching these finals. This is just game 4, by the way.
We have a good crowd today, guys.
Yep.
All the way.
For a weekday game.
Yeah, the fans are out.
And the fans are getting a treat. First of all, I think the referees are doing a solid job allowing the players to play. I mean, this is the finals.
It gets a bit more physical.
Yeah, it certainly has. Got more physical.
Simon and Ciso showing us his athleticism on that play. Look how high he got with us in the room.
They're all significant. All of them have played their role today.
Rosales, the bounce to Mo. Mo in the air. Thwarted by Ostana. Then tipped away from BGR. And it's gonna stay with the red shirts because tumama sa hita ni BGR nung natapik ni Mo Tautua.
But what help defense by Octana? There's no open lane for San Miguel.
Yeah.
That's why malaki ang laman ng TNT. It's because of the defense of TNT.
And look at the way TNT tracked CJ Perez.
Mo
will take a 3.
And he put it away. Big 3 from Mo Tautua.
Feet down at 24. Still a lot of time left. More than 7 minutes to go.
Alvin Octana now at a strong third quarter. Wala pa yan sa fourth, but ayun na.
Makes it look so easy, guys.
He's got 29 points.
29 points. Calvin Octana.
It's just a couple of dribbles. Just a couple of dribbles and pull up the content. Bit of a the mid-range game is going for him. The 3-point game is going for him. He's had a nice fast break as well in the first half there, with the left hand.
Not too many fielded shots by Calvin. He's really dissected whatever defense is thrown his way. Whether pick and roll, DHO, post.
Brandon, contact, hits the deck on the big pump mula kay Bimbo.
That aggressiveness has been a trademark of the way TNT has been playing its offense. Attacking the interior, challenging the big guys ng San Miguel. Brandon Carmelas, Wasser, back at the line.
TNT, guys, has only 2 fouls. San Miguel has already 6 or in penalty. But I think the difference in this game is San Miguel has tried to get more physical by having some hard fouls here in the second half. The key with TNT is they've kept guys in front. They've stayed in front of those closeouts. The pick and roll to your Dean's list was the blitz. They're doing an opposite. They're blitzing SFB. That's why CJ Perez, these guys can't see the floor and their help defense.
2 free throws good para kay Brandon Carmelas Rosser. Back to 26 ang lamang ng TNT. 6.5 to go.
Notice the single coverage by Kelly Williams or Junmar. But Junmar releasing the ball instead of attacking. Here's CJ.
There's a tip. The White Shirts get it again. Sumar's got 18 points to lead San Miguel.
In the finals, he's averaging 19. Here's Nambata. Going up against Junmar. Wide open. Here's Enciso.
He missed that, but there is Nambata getting an offensive rebound but missing inside. Si Ray talaga, gusto niya sa loob ng pit despite his size.
But you know, the key there was they got an extra possession. And that's important. You prevent possessions here for San Miguel. Kenny Williams stripping the ball away from JFF.
And you see some frustration on the face of Hard already.
Parang harapan yun. At a 43-year-old, ageless veteran Kenny Williams stripping the ball away from the 9-time MVP.
More energy from Kenny, actually.
Right. The 2 days rest.
off, I really love Kenny.
You said it. But then they throw it away, the White Shirts. And that's a foul at half court. They're gonna look at it to see if it will fall into the category of a
transition take.
That's right. So while we're waiting for that, may kwento na naman si Eileen.
Gentlemen, to add more to the conversation earlier about Brandon Benuelo's roster, he has managed to keep Jumar Fajardo's hands full this series, even to the point where things got physical last game. Ika nga ni Jumar, it surely is not one of his proudest moments, pero hanga siya sa aggressiveness na pinakita din ni Brandon. Pinagpwersa siya ni Brandon, gumalaw to the point na bagsak daw siya tuwing pag-uwi matapos ng laro. And as far as saying so, he wants Brandon to know that he is one of the toughest bigs he has to play against in the PBA, lalo na napaka-athletic niya. And for Brandon, the respect goes both ways dahil sabi nga niya, playing against Jumar brings out the best in him. And the competitiveness I'm showing just shows how much I respect him. Thanks sa inyo.
Thanks, Eileen. Nakagaw na naman ang TNT. Another turnover. And Cesar recovers in the backcourt. Time is dwindling away and TNT looks surely on its way to tying up this series, guys. A 4-5 runs on that short. Nice line, but continue. Here's CJ. Kinaliwa. And then somebody hit the board, and they're going to count that, I believe. As CJ might have hurt his ankle slightly.
Hope nothing serious there.
The whole goal was shaking, so somebody probably grabbed on the net or hit the board and caused that. So they're probably going to count that shot.
This program is brought to you by Arena Plus, official partner of the PBA.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries. Every great athlete wins with control. Always have a game plan.
Magbalik na lang tayo sa mga pangyayari so far sa serye. Noong game 1, nandun tayo, in-out-hustle ng TNT sa board ng SMB. Nakuha nila yung first blood sa series na ito.
We were saying how important it is to control the boards. And the paint control was SMB side in game number 2 kung saan sila nanalo. And then back to the second chance points also in game number 2. That's because of the paint control. And in game number 3, well, CJ Perez took over, 17 points, coming in the fourth quarter out of his 20. And also in that game, San Miguel out-rebounded TNT.
But also, in those two games, aside from those seeds, a 4-point shot and 3-point shot, most was in the paint. In this game, the adjustment of TNT has really been to pick up a little bit, to take away some seconds, and just great defense staying in front.
Well, the perimeter points have come for TNT. They've shot 50 from the perimeter against only 26 for SMD.
Bench players have entered. J.M. Calma is there. This rookie, Chris Miller, andyan din. Of course, Rodney Brojan and Jaron Teng, who have played earlier in this game, are back.
Kevin Ferrer just adding to TNT's total with an offensive rebound and second chance points.
Teng draws a foul. He's going to go to the line for two.
But most of these guys right now on the court are not really the first stringers, right? Maybe it's a little bit of Kubutin, but Frontian, but both sides opting to sit already and maybe plan for that game 5, right?
When the series is now squared, 2 wins apiece, I think we can safely say that TNT has reached 100 points, while San Miguel, wala pa silang 80. Now they will go to 80.
Oo nga, umabot na ng 80 ang SMB. Samantalang ang Tropac 5G nasa 104 na and counting. It doesn't really matter how big that margin will be at the end. What's important to TNT is 2-2. It's very nothing.
That's all that matters now for TNT. The question I have for TNT is no Pogoy, right? So moving forward, game 5, then you will have a game 6. Who will be able to help TNT? Obviously, Headings played well, Octanas played well, Nambata's played well.
Kim Marin continuing to pile up the points for TNT.
So nag-signing pala kanina si Mayor Eric pati si Kong. Para doon nga sa done deal na nga yung sa Canton gagawin ang All-Star natin. Yung mga South All-Stars.
Mayor Singson, we were there, and really nice gym, lovely fans.
So your coaches, the coaches are going to be Coach Al, Coach Todd and Coach Al draw, to draw which who will coach. We'll find out soon enough who will coach the North of the South.
1-on-1. They pass the ball off to Miller. Throw it up.
Oh, he's going to get all those points. Miller gets a couple of points here in the finals. Pumasok na rin yung isa pang rookie nila, si Royce Mantua. And sa palig naman ng TNT, nandyan si Hill, pati si Nieto. So clearing the benches, na talaga.
And what about that shot coming from Gio Alano? On the reverse, acrobatic shot, pumasok.
Calma. With the basket as well. I always like it, and I say it when it happens. Calma and Teng in San Miguel Unidos. Just like in the 90s, 80s, early 90s. Kevin Ferrer stopped in his tracks. Now with Gio, just 2.5 remaining in the game. Halalon. Di kaya na si Miller. And he missed that one. We're just going through the motions now, guys. But what an impressive victory, Coach Luigi. Tell us how TNT did it tonight.
I think with energy right from the start. It was no tomorrow for them. I mean, they set the tone. The dean said it earlier